Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
Let's get into some. 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 Let's get into some 007 stuff. 007 stuff.
007 stuff.
'What the fuck is this?
Can somebody please tell me what this is? What am I watching here? Hey, yo! What the fuck is this?
007 stuff.
007 stuff.
007 stuff. Let's get into some 007 stuff.
Oh my God.
All of this time you should really be thinking about all of the bullshit that the media continues to spout. Every day they tell us another lie, projecting all their hatred as they poison the sky. They say that we're the cause of climate concern, and now we have to pay a heavy price because we should learn. Cause when they're speaking to us they are all full of shit, blaming us entirely when it's them causing it. All of this time you should really be thinking about all of the bullshit that the media continues to spout. Every day they tell us another lie, projecting all their hatred as they poison the sky. They say that we're the cause of climate concern, and now we have to pay a heavy price because we should learn. Cause when they're speaking to us they are all full of shit, blaming us entirely when it's them causing it. Blaming us entirely, blaming us entirely, blaming us entirely, blaming us entirely when it's them causing it. Blaming us entirely, blaming us entirely, blaming us entirely, blaming us entirely when it's them causing it. And you should know that this is only the tip, and the iceberg is so big that you're all sure to flip. Jeffrey Epstein can't harm us when you see him compared. You would really lose the plot if details were shared, because the public isn't ready for the info just yet. And if the people aren't aware, then we can all safely bet the kiddie filibusters will continue on course. So we should really cut them off at the source. And you should know that this is only the tip, and the iceberg is so big that you're all sure to flip. Jeffrey Epstein can't harm us when you see him compared. You would really lose the plot if details were shared, because the public isn't ready for the info just yet. And if the people aren't aware, then we can all safely bet the kiddie filibusters will continue on course. So we should really cut them off at the source. The kiddie filibusters will continue on course. So we should really cut them off at the source. The kiddie filibusters will continue on course. So we should really cut them off at the source.
bosses will continue on course. So we should really cut them both out the source.
Distill your water from now on if you care about the fact that there is poison from the floor in there. You heard it all from that conspiracy joke, but all conspiracy theories are just spoilerless. I hope you didn't roll the sleeve of your shirt. Tony fucking Fauci lied and people got hurt. You need to know the black mirror on your wall, because the TV is a liar and they spy on us all. Distill your water from now on if you care about the fact that there is poison from the floor in there. You heard it all from that conspiracy joke, but all the conspiracy theories are just spoiler alerts. I hope you didn't roll the sleeve of your shirt. Tony fucking Fauci lied and people got hurt. You need to know the black mirror on your wall, because the TV is a liar and they spy on us all. Spy on us all. The TV is a liar and they spy on us all. The TV is a liar and they spy on us all. All of this time you should really be thinking about all of the bullshit that the media continues to spout. Every day they tell us another lie, projecting all the hatred as they poison the sky. They say that we're the cause of climate concern, and now we have to pay a heavy price because we should learn. Cause when they're speaking to us they are all full of shit, blaming us entirely when it's them causing it. Blaming us entirely. Blaming us entirely. Blaming us entirely. Blaming us entirely when it's them causing it. Blaming us entirely. Blaming us entirely. Blaming us entirely. Blaming us entirely when it's them causing it.
Hey, good day, good day. Fucking hell, my computer will catch up in the end. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. We're with Nia. He's cooking. Friday. Said it's Friday and we're with Nia. And he's cooking. Yeah, my buddy. Oh, I've got to take you off fucking mute. I had you on mute. Sorry, mate. We are with Nia in Israel.
Happy Friday, Rich.
How you doing, dude? Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
And welcome
shalom.
everybody in the chat. Everybody is here. We've got a whole 4 people here, dude. I don't know how we're going to be able to cope with all this new audience. We've got 4 people here. They are here.
That's awesome.
They're here because they heard.
Dude,
they heard that we're going to be cooking in Israel with you during war. So because obviously Israel is at war now, obviously. So yeah, this is exciting times. We're this is going to be like. Please tell me that we are going to be making traditional Israeli food to have on a Friday during war, and we're not just going to be cooking pizza. What are we cooking?
No, we're not gonna cook a pizza, but we're not gonna cook any kind of traditional Israeli cuisine or anything because there is no such thing as an Israeli food. Yeah.
Yes, it's all been appropriated from other customs.
It's a big conspiracy.
Yes, I know. Okay. Because that's why nobody really knows. Well, not nobody. That's why I am not sure where hummus comes from. Whether that's an Israeli thing, or and what's the other one?
Everything was invented long before, like Israel was like established. So,
falafel and all stuff like that. Yeah. Is it Jewish or is it Dutch or is it Palestinian?
Just a second, Rich.
way. So I watched Nia mess
We
around.
got guests.
I watched.
We got guests.
We have a guest.
Guests in the house.
Who have we
Yeah.
got?
And we got also like our assistants over here.
Is that
will probably
Odysee?
come soon.
Is that Odysee?
Over here. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Good. How you doing, buddy?
How are you guys?
How you doing, man?
Fine, thanks.
Cool stuff.
Yeah, he's coming for
Right.
Friday visit.
I'm just going to shout out to
Children, I
chat room
guess.
to everybody that is everybody that's been here. Lexi, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. I miss you too, sweetheart. But that's your fault, not mine. You're the one that disappears, not me. Alex, good to see you, mate. Nora, good to see you too. JP, and I think that's it. That's everybody that's chatting out of the whole 4 people that we've got. So yeah, what are we doing, dude?
Yeah. All right.
I'm going to put you on a bigger.
Yeah, we're starting off. We're gonna do a couple of things. We're starting off with the schnitzels.
Schnitzel.
Which will probably. Yeah, the schnitzels. The thing is that there's no such thing as Israeli food.
Dude, schnitzel.
Just a second.
Schnitzel.
No such thing as an
Schnitzel
Israeli
is
food.
is sort of German as well, isn't it? Schnitzel is a German food. They have it in Germany.
It's Austrian, I think. It's
There we
Austrian.
go.
I think it's Austrian. The thing is that there's no Israeli food because everyone is coming to Israel from another origin. So everyone brings his own food, and what we got, like considering Israeli right now, it's kind of like a mix of food from all kinds of like cultures in the world.
Yeah.
So, and I am Ashkenazi, of course. So schnitzels are like very I don't know if like symbolic or traditional of like all the Ashkenazi, but it's kind of like I think that in Israel everybody eats, especially like children, and it's very like also like you have like food, street food, lots of like the counters that sells schnitzels in pita bread or in I don't know, laffa. There's this thing called laffa, which is kind of like a big pita bread.
What is schnitzel?
Yeah, so it's kind of like also like street food, and also like usually in dinners, like in Israel.
What's right? Hang on. Stop talking.
Now,
Stop talking a
what we're
sec.
gonna do
What?
now-
Stop talking a sec. What's that you're pouring out? Is that breadcrumbs?
Yeah. And now,
So
now I
flour,
will explain the process.
flour,
The very delicate process of
eggs.
Yeah, we got flour. We got like 3 plates. All right. One is with flour. One I will soon put the eggs, and one will be like the bread.
Right. So you go flour,
What you do?
flour, egg, breadcrumb.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you're
Like,
taking
basically,
eggs, okay?
basically
Now,
schnitzel is just like bread in chicken. It's the same as bread in chicken
Yeah,
or
like,
turkey.
very
If you're going to bread a turkey breast, it's absolutely no different. It's just the cuts of meat. What are the cuts of meat? What?
Yeah. It's kind of like how they make it. The whole thing that which is like different from one schnitzel to another is first of all like spicing that you're doing to this to the exact thing that I'm doing right now, like scrambling the eggs, right? And then you put like after it's like in one mush, you put it like all kinds of like spices, paprika, pepper.
Got some black pepper. Although, did you know, Nia, that a lot of Jamaican men or Caribbean men, they don't like the black pepper, man, the cracked black pepper. They don't. So Roxy's ex-boyfriend's dad, and mum and dad, they wouldn't eat black pepper. Something about it getting into your liver or
All right, now
kidneys.
it's the critical moment.
What's that?
Just a second. Critical moment. Oh, just a second. Beforehand, before you put the schnitzels on, you have the most fun part of it, when you take the hammer, all right?
Yeah, and you
And
tenderize
then
the
you
meat.
think of the
You tenderize the meat.
and yeah, but you need first to think about the most low life, disgusting human being that you can think
Bill
of,
Gates.
and then you imagine his face inside the
Bill
schnitzel,
Gates.
all right?
Can we?
Take the schnitzel, you imagine the face of
Well,
it, all
that's
right?
Bill Gates.
And then ah! Ah! The feeling of power, Rich.
You don't want,
Smash it.
dude. You don't want to destroy your meat. You don't want to.
No, it's like part of the fun. Come on, big fun. All right, now
What is?
taking the
No,
schnitzel.
dude. Will you please answer my fucking question? What is the meat? What are the cuts of meat?
Oh, it's chicken.
Right.
It's a chicken breast.
And it's cut quite thin, isn't it? It's cut quite thin, like the
Yeah,
chicken,
after you smash it, it becomes like thin.
the chicken breast here is thicker than that. That's more like
Yeah. Now you take the schnitzel, okay? You put it inside the flour, right? After being smashed, whatever. In the flour.
in the egg and in the
Flip
breadcrumbs.
it.
Yeah, just like
In
bread.
the egg. Flip it.
It's funny, bread and
Yeah.
schnitzel.
In the crumbs.
Isn't it weird that bread and schnitzel is just like doing breaded chicken? Doing breaded schnitzel is just like doing breaded. In fact, one could almost say it's the same thing. So anybody that eats breaded chicken, you're eating fucking schnitzel. Did you know that? Did you know that?
Yeah.
Everybody eats bloody.
As I told
Like,
you, we
dude,
can't invent
everybody
anything, okay?
here eats breaded chicken or breaded pork or breaded turkey. And in Portugal, they call it bifana. A bifana is breaded chicken, no, breaded pork in a baguette, basically, with lettuce. That's a bifana. And we call them big fannies. Which is funny because now we've got Big Fanny over in America making a fool of herself.
Mhm. Yeah, pretty much. All right, so we like put something like 5 schnitzels or so.
What oil?
inside the
Hang on a
pan,
sec. What
waiting
oil
for
are you
them to,
using?
start
What oil are you using? What oil?
Oil, canola, I think.
Huh?
Canola.
What sort?
Canola.
What? Yeah.
No. Ask we're going to destroy the broadcast right now.
What is it? Vegetable oil? Is it? What sort of oil is it? Vegetable oil or what's the other one?
Canola.
I don't know. I don't know what that is. What is that?
Yeah. Just a second. I have like problems with, I don't know if you hear it, but you get like the Frank and like having these voices over here. So it's kind of like finding it hard to hear you, but hopefully you can hear me. All right.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hey, shout out to Ivan and Wiseman
so,
and Awakened
I
Alliance.
think what is
See
that?
ya.
Canola oil. Canola, which is supposed to be like I know, really bad. None
Sunflower.
of the oils are really good. What?
Is it like sunflower oil?
No. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. You don't know what they're making this oil from. Now, let's switch on to the mashed potatoes.
By the way,
Right.
dude, listen. Hey,
Oh.
can you hear me? Listen. Sue, was it put it?
Yeah.
So Ivan said something quite interesting, and I actually agree with him. That by doing what you did with the chicken, what you're doing is instead of putting into the chicken love, you're putting hate into it. You're infusing it with
No, it's
hate.
a meditative. It's like a meditation. Okay, it's like a meditation. You need to experience the anger, release it, and then
maybe
the schnitzel.
maybe it's
The schnitzel forgives you, and also like you already killed the chicken. Come on.
right. Just another thing. Awakened Alliance. Do you know how expensive extra virgin olive oil is, don't you? You're talking about in that pan there, here in Tenerife, in that pan there, he's just poured like that's a few euros worth of extra virgin olive oil. If that was extra virgin olive oil costs like 10 euros for this tiny little bottle of it. It's ridiculous, man.
Now check this, right? Check this, okay? Take the potato, you slice it like really thinly, the layer like around it. Do it for all the potatoes, and then you put it inside the second and finish doing that. Second, and then you put all the potatoes inside the bag and put it in the microwave. About like 3 minutes for each potato. And then like we're doing this slicing thing around it. So afterward it will be easier to take out the peel afterwards. That is the bag.
Wise man. Near isn't Jewish, wise man.
Potatoes go inside the microwave.
You're starting to bore me again, wise man. Near isn't Jewish. He's Israeli.
Well, no, I'm not Jewish. Sorry.
No,
Denying.
you're Israeli, aren't you? You're not Jewish, you're Israeli.
Israeli, but I'm Jewish. I'm not holding the Jewish religion custom. It's very important to put emphasis on the now, flipping the schnitzel.
Jewish isn't a race. You're not Jewish. You don't practice Judaism. You're not Jewish. You don't practice Jewish tenet, and it's not.
Jewish is a religion.
It's not a race. It's a religion. So you are not Jewish. You're from Israel, man. Born and bred. What's that? Oh, that's Dad. That's like it's going really brown. Are you burning it?
Yeah. And we'll wait another something like 2 minutes or so. They will be ready for the other side. And potatoes are in the microwave. We'll start making this salad. Okay, tomato salad with eggplant. We got nice.
Hey Sylvie, good to see you, bro.
Imported tomatoes from Turkey. Yeah.
So what we're gonna do one near?
No, sorry. It's a great company.
We're gonna have some nice classical Bach while Near's doing this.
Yeah. The snack will take out the schnitzel. Ready? Yeah. 1, 2. 3, 4, 5. Now, schnitzel time again. Schnitzel, wait a música já. No. It's here. Yeah. Where's music on?
I have put music on, my brother. Yeah, we've got Bach. It's Bach. Baby got Bach, baby. Hey, Nikki, where have you been, Nikki? Why haven't you been replying to any of my WhatsApps, Nikki? I almost feel like I've been ignored, Nikki. This is very peaceful, dude. I'm loving this. Watching you cook to Bach. This is what Fridays are all about.
So, I think tomatoes to make this salad with eggplant.
It might actually be interfering with your audio. Hang on.
And so we also get prepared for the potatoes getting out.
Dude, there's something going on. Speak again.
Oh, me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's something horrible going on. There's something horrible going on with your audio. It's not, the audio's not working.
Oh, yeah?
The mic, it's clipping.
Oh,
It's horrible when you speak.
yeah. Alright. Uh, probably because of the sound from the oil over here. The sound from the oil is kind of like scrambled with my voice, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's because because the frying pan is interfering with your microphone, dude. You have to either move it away from the frying pan, or
Problematic.
I can't understand what you're saying. I can't understand what you're saying, mate. I can't understand what you're saying. It's clipping out too much. I can't understand what you're saying.
Just a second. Maybe now it's maybe better.
No, it's still doing it.
Yeah, maybe now.
Right, you need to go out.
No,
Go out and come back in again, because there's something weird going on with the audio.
Right. Okay, I guess I will leave the broadcast for about like 15 minutes or so. Okay, and I'll be back. Okay, because I want to.
Yeah, the audio is
here
fucking
and,
horrible.
okay?
As the audio is horrible, bro.
Okay. Bye. See you soon.
All right. Right, well, we were cooking schnitzel with Nia, right? I never knew what schnitzel was. Did you know what schnitzel was? I had no idea what schnitzel was. And now I found out that schnitzel is just breaded chicken breast. That's really boring, man. I thought schnitzel was sausage. Why did I think schnitzel was sausage? Anyway, not ignoring you. My phone's broke and you're using your daughter's. Good job I didn't send you any pictures, isn't it? Sylvie, good to see you. You make the best schnitzel. Yeah, it's just fucking breaded chicken. I'll tell you what, I bet I could make the best schnitzel, because it's not just about bread, is it? Like, that's a bit boring. Just chicken and flour and egg and breadcrumbs. What about in the breadcrumbs? You've got some different peppers, like cracked pepper, and like red and white and yellow and black and brown, and all the peppers, mixed peppers, cracked into the breadcrumbs, and maybe just a bit of oregano. Just a bit of, oregano. Poco oregano. It's not crumb chicken bread, it's sliced and beaten so it's thin. Right, well, okay. It's also called bifana. Yeah, original schnitzel is exactly the same as bifana, and that's what everybody eats in Portugal. Everybody eats bifana. And that's what there's a video of me in Fuengirola, and we're walking down the street and we're talking about no more big fanny. We don't want it. Yeah, no more big fanny. We're so sick of big fannies, as in bifanas. And yeah, I could have used that clip to do something about Big Fanny, who exists now. You crumb lamb cutlets. Yeah. I don't eat lamb. I don't eat lamb or veal. I got a thing about eating baby creatures. I don't think it's fair. I don't think we should kill the young just because they taste good. Right? That just feels a bit wrong to me that we'll eat the older ones, and we can eat the older ones, but the only reason we eat the younger ones is because the meat is better. Imagine if that was people. Just saying. Sorry, don't want to make anybody feel bad for eating veal or lamb. You know, this is a personal journey, man. You do what's right for you. I'm not going to judge anybody for eating. Although I might judge people if they eat babies. So we're waiting for Nia to sort his audio out and come back. We opened up with my song. It's my new Trooper song and video. And India, I've sent it to India to make a video and 4-3 to it as well. So I'll let Speakeasy's live. Oh God, fucking drama. I don't know if you could hear that. I don't know if you could hear that. You may have been able to hear it. Belinda, hey, how you doing? Why would anybody be pleasantly surprised, wise man? That's a bit of a strange thing to say. Just surprised would be, yeah. People, not me, but people would. I've been thinking that's been going on. Like when I stopped eating McDonald's when the Burger King, when the Big Mac that I bought didn't taste like a Big Mac always tasted, and I'd had Big Macs in like 5 different countries. I'd had a Big Mac in 5 different countries, and they tasted the same in every country, and even tasted the same here. And then one day they tasted different, and it was like, and all that went through my head was that video of that stereotypical Jewish rabbi talking about how they put all the, where do you think all the corpses go? Except he wasn't New York. He was, he had the different, I can't do the stereotypical accent. The appropriate stereotypical accent. Yeah, wise man, you're a fucking weirdo. Do you know that? And nobody would be pleasantly surprised that the numbers are quite high, unless they're a sicko or a fan of it. If they were a fan of it, they might be pleasantly surprised that the numbers are quite high, much higher than they might have realised. I mean, you do know that's what you're saying, don't you? So I just wonder why you'd be saying it. Like, seriously, dude. Like, I like your input quite a lot of the time. But quite a lot of the time, I find you quite offensive, and I find you quite annoying. Probably like you find me quite annoying as well. And you might find me, well, no, I don't know. I don't know if you get offended. But, you know, when you're talking too near and about near, that's my friend. I don't appreciate the way that you talk. So I would really appreciate it if you stopped with all that camel shit and hair shit and you know, flies and camels and all of that. It might be being said in good jest, but that's not what I'm getting. That's not the feeling that I'm getting from it. So that, and with the fact that the whole retardation thing has got pretty retarded and old. It's like a really, really stinky old cheese, and I don't eat stinky old cheese. I just chuck it in the bin. So basically, I'm trying to say to you in a really nice, polite way, sort it out, mate. Because, you know, I thought you were cool, but you're kind of pissing me off a little bit lately. So I don't know where Nia's gone. Nia, come back. While we're waiting for you, let's go and see what Flow State's doing, what he's talking about.
I see to think about it this deep.
I
Just trying
hope
to get
not.
this thesis that I'm doing. So
I mean, I don't expect to have to buy
And
flowers every time I'll get a blowjob.
shout out Belinda.
Yeah.
no, definitely, but doesn't mean you can't just you know, the spontaneous gift is where the unconditional comes in, because you know.
But I think that
unconditional.
Argued from the point of view of the hot dog sales.
Why is it that conversations are always the same on panels like this? Now, I love Flow, but they always end up, basically, they're talking about sex. It's generally men, like, I don't know, or it's I just get the impression that do you know what? No, I'm gonna keep that to my keep that little bit to myself. Let's have a look at what's going on in Iran and Israel. We're in a commercial break. Let's go back 10 hours. 8 hours.
Scholars for peace in the Middle East. I'll ask you a similar question that I asked you on Saturday. Does it feel like this week we are just about as far away from peace in the Middle East as we ever have been since October 7th?
Probably. I think that, you know, probably when it comes to peace between Israelis and Palestinians, we're far away from where the peace negotiations are. However, on a positive note, and it is, you know, we spoke about this over the weekend, and it's critical to remind your viewers, is the fact that the coalition that supported Israel in the retaliation when it comes to the Jordanians and the Saudis, and the fact that we are seeing successes does have normalized ties when it comes to the Sunni Arab states, that's extremely positive. We didn't see that 33 years ago, back in 1991. And so when it came to the Gulf War, now we're seeing a whole different scene here, which is really speaks to the volume of how these countries, Saudis, the Jordanians, who see Israel as an added value and see the greater threat of Iran, and Iran
man. I wish it'd be possible to just go in there and sort these chaps out, because it's not the armies. We stand all the armies down, and we just go in and kick the living fucking shit out of these politicians that are starting these wars. The armies aren't starting the wars. The soldiers aren't starting the wars. The generals might be pushing for it, and they might be trying to start the wars. The ones in the higher up, basically all the higher ups. All the fucking higher ups, every single one of those higher ups is an individual who is basically whose own ego and whose own fucking hubris has just got out of control, and they need the shit kicked out of them. That's what they need. Netanyahu needs to be taken into a room and basically brought out on a stretcher and put in a fucking hospital for a little while, with something to help him breathe because of the injuries that he's received. Not wiped out, like not removed from the earth. I'm not saying he should be removed from this earth, because that would be an easy way out. That would be far, far too easy. What these men need is they need discipline. They need to be disciplined. They're little children. They're little fucking 12 and 13-year-old girls because, you know, they're not men. There we go. There he is. Right, we've got Nia back in the studio, which means we've got a nice mic. And is that Odysee in the background? Odysee, why don't you move in, man? Get in on the shot. Don't sit there in the bloody background. Nia, move over and let him in. Isn't there not room at the desk for two of you together? You should be sat there side by side, man.
Wait, I'm going to bring my...
Is that what I think?
Yes.
Is that what I think it's sticking out of your mouth?
Yeah, there's the karaoke, the massage chair. No, yeah.
Oh, mate, look at that. It's got two nipples. Your fucking massage chair's got breasts. What's going on? It's got moving breasts.
Moving breast. Yeah, moving breast.
That's what it looks like. Dude, it looks like
come on, we're doing this.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Are you singing? Oh, right, we've got some musicless karaoke coming.
Yeah. This is all about musicless karaoke. I understand that. Now, I hear the drums echoing tonight, but she hears only whispers by conversation. She comes in quill 13 flight, and moonlight winds reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation.
I've got to find a key.
I stopped an old man along the way. All because for ancient melodies. He turned to me as if to say, everybody's waiting for you. It's gonna take a long time to away from you. There are 100 men on the could ever do.
They bless the rains down in Africa.
Gonna take some time to do the things we never had.
Yeah, this is a really fucking hard song to sing. Even if you've got the music, even if the backing track were playing right here, I'm not. I don't ever do that song because it's not.
Why?
Holy shit, man! I bless
That's his
the
reason.
rains down in Africa. It's such a fucking good song, though. Such a good song. Speaking of rains, just speaking of rains quickly, right? You know all this bullshit about Dubai and the rains.
What? All the water?
Yeah, like because every year they have like they've been since 2002 they've been seeding the clouds there. Oh, like they openly spoke. They say they seed it with sodium chloride, with salt crystals. That's what they've been seeding it with. But they've been seeding it every year, and there was this big cloud. Static in the Attic did a video about it where he was saying that there was huge, like a lot of water cloud came in, or a lot of cloud laden with water was coming in, and they still seeded it. So they basically totally overloaded the weather system.
But I heard today that two states in the United States kind of like banned chemtrails and stuff. Yeah, New Hampshire and something else.
Really?
Yeah. I said that they're like now banning that, and the conspiracies were right.
Oh.
Anyway, talking about conspiracies, let's talk a little bit about musicless karaoke. Yeah, I'll tell you, I came over, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, talking about musicless karaoke and presenting my video over there. And I told you over there in the interview or whatever that musicless karaoke is going to be the next big thing. And you kind of like mocked me about it, okay? And I told that, I kind of like invented this new form of art, and I give it to the world, that whoever wants to develop it and be inspired and turn it into something else, bigger, whatever, is totally entitled to do that, because.
But it's called a cappella.
No, because it's like, no, it's not a cappella.
Yeah. I see. This is what I've been trying to explain to him, and technically, it's not even a cappella, because you're singing to the music. It's only what the people hear that is musicless, that is technically a cappella, except you're not actually singing a cappella because you're singing to the music. So it's only the voice track, basically. So it's like going to a karaoke bar, and everybody that goes up to sing karaoke, their voice is mic'd, but nobody hears the backing track. The backing track.
Stop there,
they have the backing track in earphones, so they're the only ones that hear the backing track, and they sing openly, and everybody just hears their singing, basically. So it's like karaoke. It's like all the worst parts of karaoke on speed.
Oh, the worst part combined.
Listen, Rich, what you said is like it's pretty much accurate, but I want to when I kind of like left this idea over here in your show, so I kind of like also like published it afterwards. This video, I waited that someone would find this idea amusing enough. I don't know, some kind of like new form of art, something that is worthwhile like doing, okay, to the benefits of other people. And I was waiting. And yesterday, Salvation from Canada.
Alicia picked up the mantle, man. She picked up the torch, didn't she?
Yeah.
What did she do?
But Alicia, the thing is, Alicia is a singer, and she's like, she performs to people. She's used to it, so she has a certain amount of confidence that she's going to be able to sing what sounds like a cappella to other people. She's confident that her voice is good enough to do that. So she's it would be like me doing it, man. And do you know what, dude? I'm gonna do it for you. I'm gonna do a musicless karaoke for you, where I've just got some earphones in, listening to it, and you can, because that's what everybody here, everybody that lives around me here, whenever I'm doing my music, that's pretty much what they hear, because I've got the music low. I've got it, but they can hear me singing to nothing.
Now, you got it all wrong about Alicia, okay? Because if you would say that she's like singing nicely and that's why she's not embarrassed to do that, right? You're completely wrong, okay? I talked to her yesterday, and she said that she gets the whole thing with this musicless karaoke. It doesn't matter, okay, what the other people are like hearing and how it sounds like, okay? It matters that in that moment that you sing in the musicless karaoke, you're singing it to God, right? You're saying it from your
Right.
heart to God, all right? And that's what matters. And she brought this claim, and I totally agreed with her. So, and she's gonna take it and make a in her church or whatever, like a meeting place that they got over there. They're gonna do in their meeting when someone is approaching, he's speaking a karaoke song, and they're gonna have a band on the back. So he's gonna put the song in his earphones, and he's gonna start singing, and then the people in the crowd, it's probably gonna be worship songs, but whatever. And they need to join along, and also the band and everything. And I believe it will be great. Alicia, she's the ultimate organizer and producer of stuff over there with her community, and I believe she will make a great thing out of it. She's a Leo sign. Leo signs are good in initiating stuff and being carrying the torch. It's a fire sign as well. Anyway,
I was going to say
so
it's very fiery. But Leos are very fiery. Don't mess with a Leo.
yeah. But she's in on the good side. Okay, so
Yeah.
I already know her for about 5 years or so. She's amazing.
We did
for a trooper, and she
and
really
we did Hebrew. We did Hebrew last year, didn't we? God, how it was 6 months or something. We were doing Hebrew class every Sunday.
I think there was something around 15 meetings, something like that, 15 classes.
Yeah, but that was 15 weeks basically.
Yeah, it was really long, and it was nice, and Alicia was you and Alicia were the best students ever. Seriously, best.
That is 4 months.
What?
4 months. I'm just trying to work it out. 15 weeks. Yeah.
I think continue that after the season over. I remember.
We never went back to it though, dude. We were going to go back in September. We were going to start again in September, and we never did.
It's going to morph. It's going to morph into something different, better, and surprising. We love surprises over here.
True.
Right?
Better, faster, stronger. What is it? Better, longer, faster, stronger.
Yeah.
Better, longer, faster, stronger.
Because each time we need to just a second. See, news. We news over here, so we need to make something new. All right?
Is that actually right? Right. No, that is I thought for a second that you'd actually done yourself a feature wall and you painted that on your wall, but then I realized no, you haven't.
No,
it's just a green screen.
It's a decoration.
You've just got a good green screen. And and you've got a good camera as well. And you've got really good lighting because your green screen works really well, man.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I will. Just a second. I want to switch over to the other.
Belinda, you want
we have from last time. Yeah.
If Belinda, hang on a second there. Belinda, if you're looking for a real update from Nero about Israel, you won't. There is no the real update is it's all bullshit and it's fucking right.
Are we ready, Rich?
Yes, whatever they're saying is. Hang on, what are we doing?
War report from Israel.
Right. I don't. I haven't got a.
Come on.
A news report sound effect.
I'm dying here. Come on, give me the signal.
Right, we're just calling Israel for the war report.
We're sorry, your call cannot be completed as dialed.
Dude.
You're not doing it, I'm doing both.
War
report Israel!
Oh, you wanted me to do it like that?
So,
okay.
So we woke up this morning, and apparently there was
woke up
attack.
This morning wanting some breakfast.
Attack.
Go on, sorry. Yeah, attacking Iran.
Retaliation versus
Retaliating.
retaliating. The
Yeah.
Taliban.
Yeah.
No, make us the same size. I want to be like equal.
No, this is the war
Too
report.
intimidating when I'm like big with this fire in the background. Yeah, make us equal.
Okay.
Oh, right. Yeah, thank you. Anyway, so yeah, we woke up this morning and found out that there was an attack last night of the. It's not been declared yet, from where I see it, from like the Israel that they're indeed the ones who made the attack, but there were like all kinds of like blasts or whatever. I couldn't like comprehend. I saw something like 15 minutes or so from the news, and I couldn't like comprehend exactly what's being hit. There were like reports from the BBC, all kinds of like news networks that all kinds of like compounds of them, army bases, something like that were hit in Iran, and it all comes out to the obvious conclusion. It's even like been written on the news headline, like that Israel did retaliated and attacked Iran because of what they did to us on Saturday evening. Now, when I came over on, I think it was Sunday, Sunday, we talked about what did not happen over here and what they don't show us, which was evidence. Or any kind of like, something that will tell us what?
They never do, because they never can, because there is never any. The evidence only proves something different. So they can't show us the evidence because the evidence shows something different.
Yeah. So maybe, perhaps, like the people from the Israeli media, they watched our show and they really were stressed that I'm kind of like suggesting that there's no evidence and this thing never happened. So the minute that I went down from your show on Sunday, I see like television. Whoa! Evidence! Cool. What do we have? Now, you know how's like, when you're telling you that there's like aliens and then you see like a scrambled picture with black and white and one kind of like dot is like going super fast or something like that. Yeah. And it's all like they have this aim which looks like a simulator from Commodore 64. And like we saw in the Gulf War, remember this Tomahawk missile and whatever got into the Iraqi bunker or something like that.
Basically,
now,
right? What? Yeah, I wouldn't put this past them, right? Because this is what they've been doing for the Ukraine. Because graphics are so insane now on computer games. Absolutely wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't a real footage at all. It was actually just straight from a computer game, because that's the sort of shit that they pull.
Now, listen, those kind of like aircraft, as they used in the attack on Saturday, supposedly. Just a second. As they told us, okay, those airplanes, I think they're a piece of equipment that kind of like worth something like $30-40 million, pretty much. All right. Now, I think that we are now in the year of 2024, right? And I don't know.
Well,
if you put
allegedly.
so much of money on equipment and weapons and whatever, can't you put camera? A good camera, not like, don't go wild on the 8K, on the 4K. I know you got limited budget. HD camera on this $30 million piece of equipment. All right? Can you do that, please? So next time that you're telling us that you're doing operation, we'll see some decent pictures or something that won't make us suspect that you are like faking it totally. All right? So that's my suggestion.
Right. They firstly, they'd never do it, but secondly, I still wouldn't believe.
It's too hard. It's too hard to go and buy a fucking video camera and put it on there.
Dude, Dude, I'd actually believe that even less. I really would. If they presented me with that, I'd think, yeah, no, this is computer graphic. This is CGI. This isn't real. This is from a computer game. This isn't real. They have cameras on their tow missiles, don't they? I think is it the tow missiles that have cameras on there where they can actually fly by wire, the fly by wire missiles, where they have control. They have a camera and they can actually see and direct the missile. Dude,
So why can't we get
we're-
those pictures? I
well, we
want
can't get those
pictures.
because listen, it's really simple.
The fucking
We can never get. We can.
They sent the probe to Mars, right? They brought us pictures from Mars, right? Good ones, HD pictures from Mars, right? Why can't you put a
Yeah.
camera on the plane? Good one.
All I'm saying is, dude, we know why. We know why they can't do it, or why they won't do it. We all know why.
So, so this was first evidence, which kind of like being debunked, and the second one was a missile that actually got into the Dead Sea area. They said it's been landed over there. I know they saw someone like holding like a piece of really long tube or something like that. The tube didn't look Iranian. I don't know. Something looked odd in this picture, but altogether, a man being leaned on the tube, even if it's a long tube, it's still not sufficient evidence to witness what the horrible, unprecedented, amazing, frightening attack that we had from Iraq on Saturday evening. So, but the actual fact that that there was like an attack on Saturday evening, it's being digested into reality. Okay, people are like got up on Sunday morning and they were totally into my media, normal, most of the normal people. Yeah, people who are like awake, they kind of like told us, oh God, what was this bullshit last night? But other people got up this morning and said, whoa, did you see our Air Force? They hold the attack versus Iran last night. It was awesome. And now we have to terrified from Iran and maybe we have to retaliate. Yeah, sure, we got to retaliate. We have to show everybody who's Israel. Not messing with us. We will retaliate.
Look, just for the sake of anybody that might have forgotten what's actually happened and where this all started, let's trace it back. So Israel's retaliating to Iran because of what Iran did. What Iran did, they gave them like 6 or 7 hours notice of what they were doing. Most of the drones that were sent, in fact, all of the drones that were sent, weren't dangerous. They weren't armed with any explosives. They weren't armed with any missiles or anything. They were all sent to distract the Iron Dome so that these hypersonic or whatever supersonic fucking missiles, cruise missiles, would get in, which the dome thing wouldn't have been able to stop anyway because the missiles they're too fast, right? So.
Yeah, there's too fast.
I mean, anyone with more than 2 functioning brain cells and the ability to think critically can realize that basically every single missile that goes off, every single missile that explodes, every single one is cash in the pocket of the military-industrial complex and those people that are running the military-industrial complex. What they need to keep doing, they need a steady turnover of their stock. They're building these missiles and they're selling. Nobody has a shop, right? You don't buy a sweet shop, and like if you let's say you've got a sweet shop, right, and it's stocked full of sweets, and you don't sell any sweets because nobody wants any sweets. It's all so what happens? Well, your business goes, you go out of business. If your sweets are really popular, then you need to restock. If you're manufacturing the demand for your sweets anyway, then that's a constant cycle, isn't it? It's a business model. You manufacture the need for the product, and you supply the product, and then you have to use the product for them to need another one. You can't explode a missile and then bring it back and send it again. So all this is a fucking.
I want
business.
to give one other remark here, Richie, if possible. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to go on the side of intelligence. I will go on memory this time, okay? Because I do remember that the same Air Force that joining along with other Power Rangers, whatever, same Air Force, Israeli Air Force that kind of like stopped the Iranian attack happening in a matter of minutes, hours. They knew exactly when they knew exactly when they fired the things, whatever. So it's the exact Air Force that didn't respond for 8 hours on October 7th.
Yeah, exactly. They got 8 hours warning, and they said they got 8 hours warning and said, "Oh no, let's just wait until these slow-moving drones get to Israel, and then we can fire off $1 billion worth of rockets." Because that's what went off. It was $1 billion worth of rockets.
More than that.
Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. And what is it? Who is it? Who is it whose pockets are getting fatter? Who is it whose pockets are getting fatter? It's these fat, fucking stinking, nasty men with penile dysfunction and all kinds of other horrible things going on. They're sat there, they're cowards, absolute fucking cowards, who were sending brave men to go and fight in their wars, and they're sat there raking in the fucking money for every single missile that goes off, because another fucking sad little prick with erectile dysfunction decided that he wanted to retaliate for the retaliation. Like, man, this is why we need to storm the offices and start disciplining these fuckers.
Rich, just compare, please, okay? Compare the two incidents, okay? First off, you got like one of the biggest, threats and countries, whatever, in the world, Iran right now, yeah? And they are sending us ballistic missiles and drones and whatever, and we're taking them down 99%. 99% out of all the missiles.
Listen,
and
don't
the drones
forget.
we're taking down.
This isn't the first time we've heard about. Dude, this isn't the first time we've heard about Iranian drones, is it? This isn't the first time we've heard about Iranian drones. Iranian drones. Iran was making drones for Russia, weren't they? It was all in the Ukraine war.
Rich, just a second, please. All right. The same unit, okay, the same Air Force that stopped the 99% out of the ballistic missiles and the drones coming over on Saturday. It's the same Air Force that didn't shoot a single shot on October 7th when terrorists got over the fence, got people captured, got them back to Gaza, get back over again, and get back the prisoner back again. And for 8 hours, they did like a picnic over there, right? Getting prisoners, whatever. And no, the Air Force was shocked. He can't retaliate. He can't do anything against those ants downstairs, okay, that are capturing our people. So, explain to me this word, Rich. Explain it to me, all right? And these are the things that, kind of like really, bothers my soul on that one, because you can see the absolute, the way that they expect us to believe it, okay? The way they expect us to believe it, that this is the same Air Force and the same people that are like in charge of those two.
I'm going to say it, dude. I'm getting a warning for the first time from Manuel. He's just going to switch off my internet. So you're going to lose me for a second. So it's your show for the next like 10 minutes or something. All right.
let's do a break.
No, talk, dude.
Anyway,
Talk.
so talk. I done talking about this. Iran is now Israel tomorrow. Oh, Rich, where are you? Okay, I would talk to the chat room. Come on. How are you, Belinda? Thank you for all your.
Dude, if you want to have a break, then you run it, and you do it through your because I can't share your screen.
Yeah.
Do it through your fucking hell. Listen.
Let's do a break. We'll sort this out, and we'll be back. Right? Yeah, let's do a break.
I'll put some music on. All right, we're just going to have a quick break. I'll put some music on.
of this time you should really be thinking about all of the bullshit that the media continues to spout. Every day they tell us another lie, projecting all the hatred as they poison the sky. They say that we're the cause of climate concern, and now we have to pay a heavy price because we should learn. Cause when they're speaking to us, they're all full of shit, blaming us entirely when it's them causing it. All of this time you should really be thinking about all of the bullshit that the media continues to spout. Every day they tell us another lie, projecting all the hatred as they poison the sky. They say that we're the cause of climate concern, and now we have to pay a heavy price because we should learn. Cause when they're speaking to us, they're all full of shit, blaming us entirely when it's them causing it.
Blaming us entirely. Blaming us entirely. Blaming us entirely.
Blaming us entirely when it's them causing it.
Blaming us entirely. Blaming us entirely. Blaming us entirely.
Blaming us entirely when it's them causing it. And you should know that this is only the tip, and the iceberg is so big that you're all sure to flip. Jeffrey Epstein quite harmless when you see him compared. You would really lose the plot if details were shared, because the public isn't ready for the info just yet. And if the people are aware, then we can safely bet the kitty feeding bastards will continue on course. So we should really cut them off at the source. And you should know that this is only the tip, and the iceberg is so big that you're all sure to flip. Jeffrey Epstein quite harmless when you see him compared. You would really lose the plot if details were shared, because the public isn't ready for the info just yet. And if the people aren't aware, then we can all safely bet the kitty feeding bastards will continue on course. So we should really cut them off at the source.
Kitty feeding bosses will continue on course, so we should really cut them off at the source. The kitty feeding bosses will continue on course, so we should really cut them off at the source. The kitty feeding bosses will continue on course, so we should really cut them off at the source.
Just steal your water from now on if you care about the fact that there is poison from the fluoride in there. You heard it all from that conspiracy joke, but all the conspiracy theories are just spoiler alerts. I hope you didn't roll the sleeve of your shirt. Tony fucking Fauci lied and people got hurt. You need to know the black mirror on your wall, because the TV is a liar and they spy on us all. Distill your water from now on if you care about the fact that there is poison from the fluoride in there. You heard it all from that conspiracy joke, but all the conspiracy theories are just spoiler alerts. I hope you didn't roll the sleeve of your shirt. Tony fucking Fauci lied and people got hurt. You need to know the mirror on your wall, but the TV is a liar and they spy on us all.
Spy on us all. The TV is a liar and they spy on us all. The TV is a liar and they spy on us all.
This time we should really be thinking about all of the bullshit that the media continues to spout. Every day they tell us another lie, projecting all the hatred as they poison the sky. They say that we're the cause of climate concern, and now we have to pay a heavy price because we should learn. Cause when they're speaking to us, they're all full of shit, blaming us entirely when it's them causing it.
Blaming us entirely. Blaming us entirely. Blaming us entirely.
Blaming us entirely when it's them causing it.
Blaming us entirely. Blaming us entirely. Blaming us entirely.
Blaming us entirely when it's them. this time you should really be thinking about all of the bullshit that the media continues to spout. Every day they tell us another lie, projecting all their hatred as they poison the sky. They say that we're the cause of climate concern, and now we have to pay a heavy price because we should learn. Cause when they're speaking to us they are all full of shit, blaming us entirely when it's them causing it. All of this time you should really be thinking about all of the bullshit that the media continues to spout. Every day they tell us another lie, projecting all their hatred as they poison the sky. They say that we're the cause of climate concern, and now we have to pay a heavy price because we should learn. Cause when they're speaking to us they are all full of shit, blaming us entirely when it's them causing it.
Blaming us entirely, blaming us entirely, blaming us entirely,
blaming us entirely when it's them causing it.
blaming us entirely, blaming us entirely, blaming us entirely,
blaming us entirely when it's them causing it. And you should know that this is only the tip, and the iceberg is so big that you're all sure to flip. Jeffrey Epstein will quite harmless when you see him compared. You would really lose the plot if details were shared, because the public isn't ready for the info just yet. And if the people aren't aware, then we can all safely bet the kitty-feeding bastards will continue on course. So we should really cut them off at the source. And you should know that this is only the tip, and the iceberg is so big that you're all sure to flip. Epstein quite hard, you see him compared. You would really lose the plot if details were shared, because the public isn't ready for the info yet. And if the people aren't aware, then we can all safely bet the kitty-feeding bastards will continue on course. So we should really cut them off at the source.
the kitty feeding bosses will continue on course, so we should really cut them off at the source. The kitty feeding bosses will continue on course, so we should really cut them off at the source. The feeding bosses will continue on course, so we should really cut them off at the source.
Distill your water from now on if you care about the fact that there is poison from the fluoride in there. You heard it all from that conspiracy jerk, but all conspiracy theories are just spoiler alerts. I hope you didn't roll the sleeve of your shirt. Tony fucking Fauci lied and people got hurt. You need to know the black mirror on your wall, because the TV is a liar and they spy on us all.
Distill your water from now on if you care about the fact that there is poison from the fluoride in there.
You heard it all from that conspiracy jerk, but all the conspiracy theories are just spoiler alerts. I hope you didn't roll the sleeve of your shirt. Tony fucking Fauci lied and people got hurt. You need to know the black mirror on your wall, because the TV is a liar and they spy on us all.
Spy on us all. The TV a liar and they spy on us all. The TV is a liar and they spy on us all.
All of this time you should really be thinking about all of the bullshit that the media continues to spout. Every day they tell us another lie, projecting all their hatred as they poison the sky. They say that we're the cause of climate concern, and now we have to pay a heavy price because we should learn. Cause when they're speaking to us they are all full of shit, blaming us entirely when it's them causing it.
Blaming us entirely, blaming us entirely, blaming us entirely,
Blaming us entirely when it's them causing it.
blaming us entirely, blaming us entirely, blaming us entirely,
Blaming us entirely when it's them causing it.
Here I am. No, this won't be any musicless karaoke this time. Where are you, Rich? You look like a microphone. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Shabbat shalom. Yeah, you here? You here? Yes, Shoshani, are there any Muslims in Israel as a rough age? All right. So, I will answer you guys. Yeah, we have Muslims in Israel, of course. We have a big Arab population which is living inside the territory of Israel, which most of them are Muslims. There are actually part of them are like Christians, and they are considered I think the borders are not really like clear. We have like the West Bank, which is on the west side of the Jordan River, which is kind of like the areas of Judea and Samaria, and we got the Gaza Strip, which is like more in the south near the Mediterranean. And then you got like lots of like settlements that stayed from when Israel was established in 1948. They stayed over there like still like Arab settlements, and so they still like live among us. Just a second, I get the I got a message from Richie saying he's got problem issues with the internet. My data on my computer, my phone is anyway. He'll be back soon, so I guess this show is mine until he will be back. Oh, such a responsibility. Oh, Rich.
There we go.
Yeah.
Sounds like...
How you doing?
Yeah.
Internet
Right.
cheat worked out.
Who took out the Who took out? I didn't take that out. I didn't take that out.
What do you mean?
Somebody obviously took that out. That came out. That screen came out, so it was just me and you. That was not me. I did not do that. That's weird.
Maybe it's like the AI taking over your show, Rich.
Yeah, probably. Hey, well, how's it going to the 77th bots that are listening? What did we say your names were? Oh yeah, Tarquin and fucking Nobrot. Go on, carry on. Sorry, mate. Let's get rid of this.
Hello to the chat room, everyone. Hopefully, I've been hosting you nicely while Rich was gone, and especially to Belinda. She's giving me really warm words today. Yeah, this segment, we are not talking about Iran anymore. It's boring, and it's not real, and we shouldn't put our efforts into that. And it's all Babylonian spelling. So we'll go to another Babylonian spell, which being told in our holiday, which will be on Monday, and that is Passover. Yeah, Passover on the Hebrew year of 5784.
So when so basically when the angel of death came and passed over all of the houses that had lamb's blood smeared on them.
Yeah.
I wonder if
pretty much. This is what the name of Passover comes from. Okay, because Passover is to skip. Okay, and God, what He did on that night, He kind of like skipped over the houses of the Israelites that were back then, and killed all the elder child on the Egyptian side,
the firstborn.
But before getting to that and the name of Passover and everything, I will share a little bit of my memories from this holiday. I'm used to celebrate this holiday, I think, every year in my life. 1 year I remember I was in Amsterdam, so I didn't celebrate it. But other than that, each year I remember doing this what we call the Seder dinner. Okay, Seder dinner. It's what all the Israelis are doing in Passover evening, which will be in 3 days on Monday evening. And in this, getting older and getting born into a Jewish Israeli family, whatever. We'll talk about definitions pretty soon, but it's you kind of like being born into this ceremony, into this habit, into this thing that people are doing like every year, and it looks like normal to you. And quite recently,
Well,
like I
everybody's
started to
doing
suspect
it,
a
dude.
lot of like,
Everybody else is doing it.
yeah. It's hip, cool. It's not that hip and cool because it's been lasting for I know how many years they're doing that for like I don't know, it's like 1,000 whatever years. Don't count on them. But it's the same as if you remember me speaking about the Hanukkah holiday, that I said that kind of like they hide the real story, which was the rebellion of the Maccabees and the Hashmonaim versus the Greeks that captured the temple, and they kind of like hide this actually real big important story with all kinds of like traps about a miracle and about oil and about lasting like 7, 8 days, which is kind of like a thing which hardly being remembered, like being mentioned in the Maccabim book, which is describing what happened over there. So they kind of like rather to be focused more on the festive, nice, yummy, decorative side of the holiday. Now, the same thing I stumbled upon in this holiday. When I started like researching a little bit from my truther perspective, or truther in that sense, I define as someone who is having a belief in God, but he sees the absolute lie and deceptions that all the religions are doing. All right, and um, in that sense, the whole Seder dinner is actually how the Jewish religion is choosing to show the story of the Exodus through its filters, right? And while you're like comparing that to the story which is being told on the first chapter of Exodus, right? You can see that it's a different text, okay? And it's a different way of like you read it because in Passover we are reading what's being called the Haggadah of Passover. Now I sent you over in WhatsApp like a link to that Haggadah in English. If you can present it, it will be good. And
Is it the video you sent?
no, not the video. The link to the page where they're having the text of the Haggadah in English. So this Haggadah text, all right? It's
English Haggadah. Right, yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Anyway, so the Haggadah in English is, from what I gathered, it's pretty much translated well. Again, I will elaborate about the text later on, but it's pretty much translated well about what is the actual text that's being read over in the Seder at the Seder dinner, and the way it's usually being held is that each one of the members was like sitting around the table is like reading, I know, a sentence, a passage, something like that, and it's all been with really big ceremonial things going along with it. And my first claim, okay, that I'm like putting inside this, beforehand, the reason that I started off like researching it and read the Haggadah and compare it to the actual story from Exodus, it came out from an opportunity that came along from my mother. My mother told me, like, this year we were planning to do this Seder dinner, and she told me, yeah, we maybe hold like a small dinner, not many people are coming, whatever. So I told her, oh, you know what? Maybe if we're doing it small, maybe you let me to talk a little bit before or maybe during Seder dinner that I will give my explanations and my interpretations. All right, and she amazingly, and I think it was God got to do with helping that. She agreed, right?
Really?
Because usually,
Bloody
yeah, I
hell!
will
Because
tell you how
that was not
amazing it
what
is.
that wasn't what I was expecting you to say. But my mother knows me, and so she laughed and said, "That's ridiculous, Near. Do you think I'd really let you loose on my people?"
Yeah. Anyway, it's kind of like that because my mother, whenever I start talking in family dinners, all right, I have like a glimpse on my mother, all right, and I can see her face turning really, really worried. Oh my God, what is about to say now? What is going to say
Yeah.
to everyone? Which is sadly his opinion, but and he got to say it. But what will happen if someone will think like him? This whole dinner will be ruined. So anyway, and she actually agreed that I will speak for. She gave me 7 minutes, 7 minutes to share my thoughts about the holiday and about the story of Haggadah of Passover. So I started to planning this up, and I was reading the Haggadah again, and I noticed all the different things that kind of like when I compared the biblical text to the Haggadah, I noticed lots and lots of like different things, and I'm gonna elaborate soon. But altogether, it's kind of like having I don't know the people be more involved with the story. This is kind of like the excuses that they might give. When I'm gonna show these changes and their meanings, but they're going to tell you, oh, we just want to tell the story of the Exodus in a nice, fun way with songs where everybody together. So we will read this story, and it's nice, and we're doing it every year. So it doesn't matter what's actually being written in there, and it doesn't matter it's not really, fits the plot or like the language or the characters or whatever we're reading. It's fun. Come on, it's fun. And tell me, dear family, have you noticed it's religious? I know that you don't really like religious people. You don't really like religious people. You think that they're like, taking money out of your pockets and freeloaders, and you don't even believe. My family don't even believe in God, okay, whatsoever. They're totally atheist. So I don't understand. Why would you want to have this celebration according to what the religious guys are telling you how to celebrate? And it's even like being I read it that the original text is being taken out of one of the books of the oral Bible from the Mishnah, and so it's been taken out of their books. It's with their language. It's with their twisting of the plot and the characters. And why are we still doing that? Why? I don't know. This is like what I wanted to check. Okay, in this
Because
in this
so
thing.
basically, what you're saying is like your parents are gonna basically what's the word? Well, they're going to take part in something that they don't believe in.
Yeah, and they're doing that every year.
Right.
Every year they're doing
It's
that.
like
Okay, because
why are you doing this? If you don't believe these things, why are you doing it? Oh, because it's tradition. That will probably be.
Because it's tradition, exactly. It's
Yeah.
tradition, and it's part of the Israeli culture. Okay,
Yeah.
Israeli culture. The thing is that the religion is so mixed with the government. All right, so
Mm.
all kind of like religious holidays and the days and whatever is being said in religion is being taken and get into the laws of the
Yeah.
country. All right, like the biggest law you got in Passover that everybody, I know, late years are starting to rebel about it, but for 7 days, you can't buy bread, nor cakes, croissants,
Right. This is something
pastry,
that
whatever. No bread.
certainly in America, the separation. So there's the separation between the church and the state.
Mhm.
Right. That there
Yeah,
shouldn't
here we
be.
don't have it.
You don't have a separation, but you are the
No, no, no.
state is Jewish. All right, that's it.
Yeah,
It's
no,
all
the
up
thing
and
is
up.
that in the government, you get the Ministry for Religions, right? The Ministry of Religions, which underneath them is the whole institute of the rabbinate, okay, of the head rabbinate, that they are in charge of weddings, on setting those days in the year that everybody have to strike, and everybody and you are forbidden of like doing anything, like for instance Yom Kippur, okay, you're not allowed to open your business in Yom Kippur. And also, like in this thing in Passover, when we all have to eat these horrible matzahs. I don't know. Maybe you can show that. Whatever. Those rectangular, whatever. I don't want to call it food. It's
Oh,
not that yummy. It's like unbaked bread, whatever. And everybody are
they're
like too
trying.
nostalgic about
They're
it.
called,
All right.
are they like samosas? They're not like samosas,
Samosas.
are
No.
they? Because samosas are triangular, but samosas are really nice.
No, the thing is that the pastry, okay, for the matzah, it's like really thick. It's like wood, okay. It's like you're eating chunks of wood, and they kind of like invent all kind of like foods out of it. I know this matzah with chocolate, and then it's kind of like, I know, has this taste or whatever, and they're doing it kind of like omelet with it, which is called matzia. So you can make it better, but altogether, it's horrible. And the horrible thing is that you are not allowed to eat bread, and bakeries are being closed in the holiday, and because you are not allowed. And this is
this is something. It's funny. This is something that Static in the Attic covered a few videos ago. He was talking about the fact that you're not allowed to eat leavened bread during that time because God, because God said, don't eat yeast. You're not allowed the yeast. It's the yeast that's the issue. So like.
But did God actually say that? God actually said that.
To not eat leavened bread. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's the thing. Okay,
It's in the Bible, isn't it?
Yeah, everything is kind of like all the rules, okay, that I'm telling you that it turns into state laws.
The interpretation of men.
Yeah, they are interpretation of men of the Jewish religion, okay, telling you, oh, because of that story in Passover, that I know it's written down in one verse over there that they didn't finish up baking the bread or whatever, and they gone out fasting from Egypt, so it wasn't been ready to bake, whatever. So, and because they ate that bread, what was it, like 3,500 years ago? All right. So you are not allowed now to eat bread on this week that randomly selected, whatever, and it's kind of like putting the laws of religion on like inside the laws of your country, all right? And if you can see the dangerous things that can come out
It'd
of
be
that,
like in the UK during Lent. It'd be like in the UK, then the government making it compulsory that you give something up for 40 days of Lent. Like it's compulsory that everybody gives up smoking, or and it's illegal to buy cigarettes for 40 days during Lent. It's just, it's no different to that, basically, is it?
yeah. And when was it that in England?
Say again.
When was that Lent? When was that thing going on in England?
Lent is around Easter. It's it's Passover. Passover is Lent, I think.
Yeah. Right. Anyway,
even though they've celebrated Easter in the UK, there's because you've got Easter that moves date all the time, and then you've got Orthodox Easter. Like that's, I think it's the Orthodox Easter that is more in line with the Jewish calendar with Passover. I think. Please correct me in the comments or in the chat if you think I'm wrong, because I don't fucking know. Go on.
Anyway, I know about the religious people getting even more ridiculous when coming Passover because they can't like hold any flour in in Passover itself according to their rules. So first off, they have this ridiculous habit of going. They're trying to clear off like all the all the pastry, all the bread out of their house, and they're doing this ridiculous ceremony that they're going with a candle, all right, and they're like searching the house, all kinds of like corners of the house, on the floor, in
Wee
the
Willy
cabinets,
Winky.
whatever.
They're doing the Wee Willy Winky.
Yeah, if there like any kind of like remains, of this bread thing anywhere. Religious people do that,
and it's
then
complete, like it's absolute bullshit because they know that there's nothing. They know, like it's all ceremonial. Oh, let's go and look in.
yeah.
Let's shine the light in the cupboard. Is there any bread in here? No, there's
With
no
a
bread
candle.
in here.
You can't use your cell
Yeah,
phone,
because it has to be incandescent light. So a candle, you have to light with it's fantastic, man. It's fascinating. It's fascinating that atheists would people that
Now,
do not believe.
A more ridiculous thing is that now Passover is coming over, and we have religious guys that have bakeries, and they store up lots of like flour and stuff. So what will they do with all the flour? Oh, for that we got goyim. Do you know what goyim is, Rich? Goyim is someone who's like not Jewish, all right?
I'm goyim.
Yeah, you're goy. Yeah. Anyway, and after me saying all the things that have been said in your shows, I guess I'm considered a goy as well in their eyes.
And
But
then we've got Goy Fawkes in our chat as well. He spelt it wrong, but it's Goy. Yeah, go on.
My brother's name is Guy, actually. Anyway, so what they're doing, they are approaching, coming over Passover. They're selling all the flour to usually Arabs, okay? Arabs, here, take that, keep that for the holiday, and then afterwards, we will buy it again from you. Smart, right?
Oh, I mean, it makes absolute sense to me that they would be doing something like this. This is,
There's also like that on Saturdays, all right? There's also Saturday. If you're like religious and have to, let's say, turn on the light, okay, in your apartment, you can read some kind of like goy who's like in your apartment. I don't know, someone who's like maybe Russian, maybe Arab, whatever is in your building. Call him over that he will press on the switch of the light for you because he's a goy and you're a Jewish. You can't do that on Saturdays, and you can't eat or sell bread on Passover because you're Jewish.
And all we can say about that, dude, all we can say about that really is,
Hey, what's going on, man?
Thank you.
No, I pressed the wrong one. I'm gonna press that one. I'm gonna press this one.
Hey, what's going on, man?
No, not you. Why the fuck not? That one. It just moved. The fucking button just moved. I kid you not. The button just swapped. I was hovering over it to click it, and just as I clicked it, it changed again to that one, to the one that I played, and I meant to play that.
Why the fuck not?
Just excuse Near, he's smoking a bowl off camera. Dude, so, I mean, it's only the crack pipe that you have to smoke off camera. You can smoke a bowl on camera. That's not a problem.
No, I don't like to smoke anything on camera. Come on, I'm a decent guest on your show. Come on, I have my reputation.
Well, I mean, everybody else smokes joints. So
anyway, what we're going to talk about today? We're going to go about it briefly.
Hang on. Just while we're pausing for a second, right? I just want to make a point of this. Has anybody noticed how what's his name? Maya The it's spelt Maher. Bill Maher, Joe Rogan, Roseanne Barr, all of these people, they're all smoking joints on their streams while they're chatting, right? You know why they're fucking doing that, don't you? Because they've been watching all of us in the truth community sat here not giving two fucks and just smoking on camera. Like, fuck it. What? This is me. I'm smoking. I'm a smoker. I'm smoking on camera, right? And it's made it, because it's been made socially acceptable by the truth community. Now you've got fucking celebrities doing it, trying to look cool because they saw us doing it. And they thought, shit, man, I want to do that. I'm a celebrity. I want to do that. It's legal now. And they because it's legal now in their state or whatever, they could, for them to do it, now they do it. That's not why they do it. They do it because they watched us doing it. Just want to point that out. Hey up, lovely. How you doing there, little wing? Little wing. Little wing 6 was 9.
I want to mark something about what you said about the celebrities. It's kind of like funny because I think in one of the recent shows I told you that one of the things that celebrities are made of, that being promoted by the institution, is to make us believe that we can't create and we can't be so talented as they are. Okay, they are so talented, beautiful. Wow, 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 wow. We can never be like them. So
they've all been
I told you
adjusted
this is
by AI as well. You know that they've all been adjusted by AI, and especially what's been proven now is even like the really good top singers, the good top professional singers, all of their songs are pitch corrected and auto tuned and fucking. So what you're hearing is not. It's not true. It's not what was sung. And I heard a really good explanation. I heard a really good explanation from that from Mr. Wings of Pegasus. He said it's because basically you've got it's much easier for them to be able to market sub-level singers. Like, it puts everybody on a level playing field. There is nobody who is exceptional because all of the character from the voice is taken out by the AI pitch, the pitch correcting. It takes the character and the soul out of the voice, so everybody ends up sounding like a fucking robot. They all sound the same. Go on, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, sure. So what you said about them, so it comes like funny that if they're like have this role of like getting us into despair that we can't create. So it's kind of like what you said earlier about smoking on air. It's kind of like switching the roles. Okay, they now want to imitate us, and I truly do believe that it's correct what you said actually. This is about that, and before we get into the Haggadah story and about what are the tricks that they're doing in order to present this holiday in this way, all right? I want to talk to open a short discussion about the meaning of this holiday, all right? Because with my history, all right, every time that I arrived at the Seder holiday, I felt a little bit confused because on the one hand, the whole story of the Exodus is really unique and nice, and I don't know, have a very, very important message to it. While what I'm reading at the table is, I know, looks blabby and I don't understand what they're trying to point out over there, and I don't understand even the actual language which is written in it. It's written in Amharic. Anyway, so in Aramaic, sorry. But I want to get to the real story, okay, and to the real message of the Passover holiday. And this is the message which is the message of freedom and the message of stop being slaves. I think that the main reason that God himself got to Egypt and took the Israelites out of Egypt is not because he really, I don't know, likes the Israeli people, or it's not because of the promise he made to Abraham. I think it's because God hates slavery, all right? He hates slavery because he made this world us on ground over here, flat Earth, yeah, all in the same level. We all should be in the same level. And up there in the sky, we have God. In between them, I don't see any kind of like entity that is supposed to rule on the people below. The people, that are establishing those pyramids, the same ones who are establishing established the Babylonian Tower of Babylon, there are people who are thinking that they can put themselves higher than other people and tell them what to do and make slaves out of them. But this is not God's will, all right? And I think this is the most important message that came out of this story of the Exodus. And the story of the Exodus, I do believe that this is a worldwide story. It's a story which is everyone in the world can connect with him. It doesn't matter. And here, again, I'm not claiming that I have any kind of like genetic relation to the Israelites, although I'm like considered Israeli, and we'll talk about it soon. But altogether, spiritually, everyone can connect himself to this story because everyone has his own Egypt, all right? And everyone has to get out of his own Egypt. And
Well, we're
Egypt
sort of.
to be a state. Just a second, wait. That's the Egypt doesn't need to be a state, okay? It can be a person in your life. It could be a habit that you have. It could be an addiction, whatever. Everyone got his own Egypt that he has his journey to get out of. Yeah, Rich.
Or you could say Rome, like because we're all also in Europe, anywhere basically that is Christian, has a large Christian base, and who certainly started off Christian 100, 200 years ago, or not started off, but they were very strongly Christian up until recently, right? That's Rome. Rome still has Rome controls our birth certificates. It's an unholy alliance between the Vatican and the UN and the WEF and the government. Basically, it's an unholy alliance between the Vatican government and the monarchy. And it's one of the three crowns. It's one of the three crowns, isn't it? So, Vatican City is the religious crown. London is the financial crown, and America is the militarial crown.
Now, it doesn't really matter because in all generations, there's also the sentence in the Haggadah, which is one of the famous ones. In Hebrew, it's called "Bechol dor vador chayav adam lirot et atzmo ki'ilu hu atzmo yotze mimitzrayim." In every generation, in each and every generation,
Hang on. I just want to make sure everybody caught that. Did you all catch that? Can you say it again?
Bechol dor vador chayav adam lirot et atzmo ki'ilu hu atzmo yatsa mimitzrayim. Meaning, in every generation, a person needs to see himself as he himself got out of Egypt, right? And that goes to whatever I said earlier about the actual meaning of this holiday. Everyone in our life, everyone personally has his own Egypt, has his own bad things, has his thing that control on his life, okay? And sometimes we are being born into this control, and our quest in life is to get out of this control.
This is really important, right? Because the first system of control that ever existed was based in religion. It was based in people's perception of God and what God wanted. That's the very first system of control that ever existed. Controlling the narrative as far as people's understanding of what we are, where we came from, and what God is, who God is. That's the very, very first system of control, and they've been controlling it ever since. It's the most, it's the strongest because it's the deepest rooted. It's the one that's been deepest rooted in society for the longest time.
Yeah,
So
but now
all
it's
of
been
this
switched,
talk,
okay?
all of this,
It's
this
not
is why
science.
this is why I'm just freaking. I stand behind my own statement that the relationship that everybody has with God is individual. It doesn't actually matter how you do it. How you do it is up to you. It's entirely up to you because it's a personal relationship between you and God. So it's something that you agree, and your personal relationship between you and God is 100% inner dialogue. You will not get an answer in the way that you want it to come. It will be the answer to your prayers will come like God, the creator, whoever it is, whatever it is, whispers. He doesn't shout. When everybody else is screaming and shouting, he or it or she or skim or whatever is whispering, and you have to drown. You have to get rid of all the background noise to be able to hear it. But it's a personal relationship, and it doesn't matter how it happens for you. It's your personal experience. You just have to be able to discern where it's coming from, because there are lots of things that we cannot see that like to pretend that that's who they are. You need to be able to discern that.
Yeah, totally agree with you. And I think that this mind control
I just want to
of
timestamp
religion.
that so I can make a short out of it. What was that?
No, I think the
2 hours and 5 minutes. There we go. Right, 2 hours and 5 minutes in. Right, go on, carry on.
I think you said correctly about the mind control of religion, and it's indeed was the biggest one. I think until like I know recent 100, 200 years or so,
Well, and
which is
basically until
it's been switched by science. Okay, it's been switched by science. Now science is the biggest mind controller in this world, right?
No. Now, Hollywood and media are the biggest controllers of perception, and they are the biggest controllers now, right? Everything that the government does, the only way that they can do what they do is because media is complicit and pushes their narrative for them. If media didn't do that, the government would be powerless. Absolutely powerless. Hollywood is part of the elites they're the ones that designed Hollywood. The people with the money who are trying to control everything are the ones that encouraged and designed Hollywood and embellished it and created what it is today. It was Jewish men who bought the copyrights to every single projector, television, video camera, everything. They have all of the copyrights for anything for broadcasting because they recognize the power that it has. That was all after the printed word and teaching everybody to read, because understanding how powerful the printed word was. And then if you teach everybody how to read, then you can print whatever you fucking want and they'll read it and believe it.
All right, Rich, I want us to get forward over here, and let's. I wanted to go through the Agadah real briefly. If you can just scroll it down, like I will navigate you. And I want the people to pay attention to the four, let's say, dimensions. All right, that you should put your.
I think it's hang on. I think it's interesting that they haven't written God. They've written G.
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that.
And Lord as well. They haven't written Lord.
Yeah,
it's
Rich.
L.
Let me finish up for a second. All right.
How far am I
I kind of like
scrolling?
picked up. Sorry.
How far am I scrolling?
No. Stop scrolling until I will stop scoring for now. I will have my introduction first. Before we're starting, go through that. So I want you and the viewers, of course, to pay attention to 4 dimensions that we're gonna that I noticed are different from the original text. All right. First of all, about the ceremonies and the symbols. All right. Try to notice which kind of ceremonies are being held throughout this dinner, and which kind of symbols, symbolic things they're actually being said that they are symbolizing something. I do think that that symbolism and all the ceremonies are a really big part of what religion is being held on, is being built on, right? They capture the mind of the public with the symbols, with the ceremonies, and with that they make it, a superior stand on top of the normal people. They're saying to
Well, it's
themselves,
funny
"Yeah, we got all those ceremonies and symbols. Yeah, we can do magics, whatever." Yeah.
because that's all part of theatre. Excuse me. I forgot. I do that. I inhale the first light, and it's got all it's all paper. There's no tobacco there. It was all paper. I do that every time. Fucking idiot. It's it's all part of theatre. So this is part of. They recognised how powerful it was. If you invest money into something and put on a spectacle, it captures everybody. They're all captured by it, and while they're captured by it, you can be programming them with whatever it is, whatever information you're putting into them, because of what you're doing gets 100% of their focus and attention, and so you can then put whatever you want in. They recognized that fucking thousands of years ago with theatre and stuff. So and that they could also, the fact that they could convey messages, they could communicate messages through these things. So create these ceremonies, and everybody thinks, well, because they've done this ceremony, because look at it, it's spectacular, it's amazing, it must be real. It must be real,
Yeah,
otherwise
exactly.
why would you be doing it?
It must have a big tradition behind it. It must have some kind of a justifications why they're doing that. And
Why do we do it?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. We've been doing it for thousands of years. Though. It's tradition, isn't it?
He did it. I remember he did it. Anyway,
Go on.
I want you to pay attention to all the different symbols and ceremonies that I'm going to mention throughout that we're going to read this Haggadah thing. I want you to notice the plot, okay? The plot is kind of scrambled in this Haggadah, meaning they're taking all kinds of parts from chronologically from the end part of the story and put it in the middle, and take something from the beginning, put it in the end, whatever. All is mixed. It's not built chronologically like the biblical story, all right? Language. The language, again, you're getting the translation in English, which is also, from what I have the glimpse, it's pretty much complicated because the original is not clear, all right? The original is not there. I'm reading that for 40 years, each year, all right? And I still can't get parts of it logically, okay? It's written down in Hebrew, most of it written down in Hebrew, my language, and I can't get the sentences, all right? I can't get it clear. I'm a manager of translation company. I'm supposed to be master in Hebrew, but no, I can't get whatever they're saying over there. It's not logical. It doesn't make any sense, all right? It doesn't indicate any plot or anything like that. All kinds of scrambled points and things which doesn't have any meaning. And of course, some of the parts are in Aramaic, okay? So it also brings some kind of difficulty. And about something really interesting about the characters that are mentioning, that are speaking in the Haggadah and appearing. And in the head of them, tell me, Rich, who is the main character in this whole story of Exodus? Rich.
Yeah.
Who is the main character of the story of Exodus?
Moses.
Moses, right? Moses. Do you know how many times does Moses appears in the Haggadah story?
0.
Once. Once he appears once, but is being mentioned by a rabbi. All right. So and all those rabbis that no one heard about them appearing lots of times in this Haggadah thing, right? Seems
Hey,
to
Sherry.
be more important than the actual guy that got them out of Egypt from some reason, right? So,
But they don't. The thing is, they're not going to like. They don't want to talk about him because he didn't become. He wasn't Jewish, so they don't want to talk about him. He wasn't Jewish. He brought down the 10 Commandments. The whole story, you know.
yeah, he should have like go along with the golden calf and worship this calf, and maybe then they would like him more, because this is what they're actually doing with all those symbols and ceremonies.
This is the other thing. But this is the other thing as well. Moses led the Israelis out. He didn't lead the Jewish out. He led the Israelis out. They weren't fucking Jewish.
Oh yeah.
Judaism.
Yeah. Really important point. Really
They
important
were
point, because
they were worshipping
separating.
Baal. They were worshipping Baal. They were worshipping ISIS. They were worshipping fucking. They weren't worshipping Jehovah.
Now, this is the moment of separation, Richie, that we have to remember the article that we read down, that I wrote down like a few months ago, and distinguish between the Israelites, the sons of Israel, okay, which are Israel is Jacob, the ancestors that his origin is called as Abraham, and Jacob is being called Israel, and the Israelites, which are mentioned in the story of Exodus, are considered his sons. Then this is his origin. And now the Jewish people, all right, a totally different group. This is a group that came back of Babylon about 1,000 years afterwards, came back from Babylon, and they invented the new religion, which is called Judaism. The name is being taken out of the tribe of Judah, but the content of this religion is totally copycat from Babylonian and
has nothing to do
other idol worshipping culture,
and has nothing to do with frickin' Jacob Israel. Has nothing to do with him. It's not that. So they did what they always do. These individuals that are responsible for this did what they always do. They took on the wolf in sheep's clothing. Basically, they took on the name Israel because they knew the confusion it would cause. Like they knew if they took that name, the name of Jacob Israel, and they called the country Israel, then that would Jedi mind trick all the people into believing, that meant Israel was Jewish. No, Israel was no Israel. Jacob Israel.
But we're talking about the Zionist over here. That's confusion.
That's a Christian thing. It's not Jewish thing.
No, you've been confused. It's about what I said about the Zionists. Okay, the third group. Okay, the third group. They're the ones who established the state of Israel. Yeah, they're the ones who established the state of Israel, and they call the state of Israel because they want to attract the people who consider themselves Israelis as the Israelites.
All right, so it's them that are the wolves in sheep's clothing. I mean, because they've assumed the identity of Jewish, and then the identity of Israel as well. They've assumed those identities to basically protective clothing. It's their fucking batfink wings, basically.
It's not Jacob, it's Yaakov.
Right, it is Yaakov. You are absolutely right, Yaakov. Wise man. It's Yaakov, because B is V in Spanish, and also and in other languages as well. B and V are interchangeable, and also J didn't exist until the 1700s. So
Yeah, my grandfather was called Yaakov back then. Anyway,
And
so we
Yakov,
got
Yakov sounds like a Russian name. Yakov
I will give you a brief
from
something really
Russia.
interesting about 2 minutes, Rich. Don't interrupt me. I'll give you a brief about the name Yaakov, which is really interesting. The name Yaakov is being out of the root of Ein Kuf Bet in Hebrew, and all the terms of Ein Kuf Bet, all the roots which starting off with Ein and Kuf, they are all verbs which are meaning to twist something, okay? Something which is not straight. For instance, you got like a akum, which is crooked. You got a kav, which is to follow someone. You got a akar, which is to take out something, okay? Take out something from the ground, like a root from the ground, which is all kinds of like things that they have like a feeling of something which is twisted. And this comes up with the name of Jacob in his reality because he has a really, really twisted life, right? He had like, he was already born in being inferior to his brother. He was born on the second. And then he had to struggle and get the eldership somehow. And he did it like in a crooked way. He kind of like lied to his father. And then when he got out, he got to work for 7 years and for his woman. And then kind of like her father scammed him and he needed to work for another 7 years. And then finally he had a family and all his sons are fighting between each other and they're throwing Joseph to the pit and everything like that. So he had a really rough life that he had to always like goes in a crooked way. And this is kind of like the message about all Israelis because his name was Israel, right? We know what we have to do in life. We know that it's hard. And in order to get to that point, we sometimes have to pick up, crooked ways to do that. This is kind of like, I think that it kind of like symbolizes the character of all Israelis in some point of their life. All right, Rich, let's go to the Haggadah, okay? Rich?
We're on the Haggadah.
We're on the Haggadah. Okay, take it down a little bit, and we will start off, scroll down a little bit. This is all kind of like blessings at the beginning of the Haggadah. And go down. Breaking the matzah. Yeah, stop over here. Yeah. And first off, they have like all kinds of like ceremonies that they are breaking the matzah. You have the seder plate, which contains something like 6 different.
Is it matzah or matzot?
Matzah.
Is it the same thing? Matzah, matzot.
Yeah, matzot is the plural.
Right.
Yeah, matzot is the plural of matzah.
Right. Okay.
And they have all those ceremonies where they cut off the matzah and they hide. Okay, they hide like part of the matzah, which is called the afikoman. They hide it. They wrap it up in some kind of like cloth or something, and then they hide it somewhere in the house. So when they finish up like putting the seder, the children needs to search after this broken matzah, and whoever finds between the children this afikoman thing, this half of matzah, he is entitled to get a present.
Right.
Nice, right? Yeah. So
So that bears a similarity to in the UK and in America. There's the Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
You hunt for the Easter egg, and the prize is the Easter egg, and it's got the chocolate and everything. It's the prize and the thing. So instead of hunting for a bit, and then that will help them to push the sugar onto children, obviously.
Yeah. Here in Israel, Jewish people are a lot more sophisticated. We don't we don't settle with Easter eggs. Come on. The child who's like finding this afikoman thing, he's going to the one who organizes, the head of the seder, there's one who's like conducting the seder, and he's beginning a negotiation with him, okay, about he needs to give back the matzah to the one who conducts the seder, and in return he has to promise him some kind of like a gift. So they have like a negotiation.
So this is why.
And yes, I did, Chris. I ate the schnitzel. It was lovely. Yeah.
It's basically it's all part of the programming to get you to turn you into good negotiators.
Yeah. And it's all about materialistic, okay? And one thing that we have in Passover, we have the Israeli Jewish version for Santa Claus, which is Eliyahu Hanavi.
No, I thought
Elijah the prophet.
it'd been so much better if it'd be called Schmeckle Claus or something.
Schmeckle Claus, yeah. But no, it's Eliyahu Hanavi. It's being called under the prophet of Elijah, and that he was when he died, the prophet Elijah, he went out with like a storm to the sky. All right, so they're saying that he's not really dead. And in each Passover, he passes over. He goes with every like Israeli's house, and he lifts he left like a bag with lots of presents to the people in the seder. And usually what the families do, they kind of like prepare this bag, put it outside the door, and then someone is like going outside, rings the doorbell, and then the kid opened the door and he got a whole bag of of presents, and he brings them home to the table, bringing everyone presents. Lovely, seriously. But again, it became like an obligated thing of the holiday. We have to buy presents to everyone for Passover. Yeah, expenses, money, and materialism. Anyway, let's begin with that. Manishtana. It's the first song that they're sitting in the seder, and again, aiming that for little children. Right? We said earlier the present is about little children. The afikoman is searching for the afikoman for little children, and the first song is for little children. That the smallest one in the family should stand up on the chair and sing this Manishtana song. Manishtana is what's been different, okay? What's been changed these nights from all the other nights. Now, and here you also see the symbolism of this holiday in the matzah, in the maror. Maror, it's kind of like I don't like it. It's kind of supposed to be like a bitter. How is it called? Radish, I think, something like that. They are like saying that in this night we have to wash our hands twice. There's a ceremony that they getting like a bowl of water from each one. The men do that, not the women, and they're supposed to like wash their hands for some reason. Get it scroll down a little bit, Rich, possible. And this Manishtana thing, it's kind of like a song that opens up the Seder dinner with the singing of the young child. I think that after like
hang on. The tray is restored to its place and the matzah partly covered. Now we say we were slaves. It's like it's this constant reprogramming, reaffirming of we've always been oppressed and been slaves, and we were so oppressed. It's like they have to keep.
It's a story of everyone, Rich. Every one of us has this story. We all been slaves to mind control, to all kinds of things, and some of us did made that exodus from Egypt. I think it's a great message.
I'll put it a different way. Yeah. Victim mentality.
All right, victim mentality. All right, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. All right, so and here we're starting to tell off the story of the Exodus, and we were like slaves to Egypt, to Pharaoh, and all of that. Scroll it down a little bit. I won't like read it or anything like that. Oh, now, so we're starting back. This is like bullshit stuff, right?
Dude. I can read it out. We should read this.
Yeah, read it out. Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna smoke something. Yeah.
We were slaves to Pharaoh in Egypt, and the Lord our God took us out from there with a strong hand and an outstretched arm. If the Holy One, blessed be He, had not taken our fathers out of Egypt, then we, our children, and our children's children would have remained enslaved to Pharaoh in Egypt. Even if all of us were wise, all of us understanding, all of us knowing the Torah, we would still be obligated to discuss the Exodus from Egypt, and everyone who discusses the Exodus from Egypt at length is praiseworthy. Fucking hell, man. Just
I think it's a nice message over here. Whatever.
Shall I continue with the rest of it? And it happens.
Yeah, no, don't continue with that, okay? You know what? Read the first passage. Yeah, read the first passage. After that, all that is bullshit. Okay, come on. Yeah.
The first passage where?
Yeah, it happened that Rabbi Eliezer.
It happened that Rabbi Eliezer and Rabbi Yehoshua, Rabbi Eliezer ben Azariah, Rabbi Akiva, and Rabbi Tarfon were reclining at a Seder at Bnei Barak. They were discussing the exodus from Egypt all that night until their students came and told them, "Our masters, the time has come for reciting the morning Shema." Rabbi Eliezer ben Azariah said, "I am like a man of 70 years old, yet I did not succeed in proving that the exodus from Egypt must be mentioned at night until Ben Zoma explained it. It is said that you may remember the day you left Egypt all the days of your life. Now the days of your life refers to the days, and the additional word all indicates the inclusion of the nights. The sages, however, said, the days of your life refer to the present day world, and all indicates the inclusion of the days of Meshiach. Blessed
Stop there,
is
Rich.
the...
Stop there. Yeah. What did you understand out of it?
Bullshit.
Bullshit, right? Bullshit. Total bullshit. I couldn't understand what they wanted out there.
Please retell this bullshit story. Please keep retelling it like this. This is how you retell our bullshit story because it's bullshit. It's the only way that we're going to get this story to stick.
Exactly. Now, just a second. Yeah, it's not understandable, and it's
and also, hang on. Also, I just want to point out as well, the egos involved here, the egos of these people, and it if these are real people that they're talking about back in the day until Ben Zoma explained it and fucking Rabbi blah blah blah, right? The egos, the hubris of these men is just incredibly. Fucking immensely huge, right? Just because these men determine these things, the rest of the fucking population has to respect it and and go by what they said and how they perceived it. When we all know that men like that are generally 9 times out of 10 fucking wrong-uns.
Now, again, we're talking about the characters over here, okay? Moses, he got the people out of Israel. This is his story, right? And what did you choose to begin the Haggadah with? Kind of like story about dumb rabbis sitting all night talking about the Exodus, not mentioning what they talked about, okay? It doesn't matter what they talked about. We're talking about the rabbis. They are important. And what are their interpretations? And what are their perspective? And what do you think we will get to their stories later on, which are like...
It's very, very important that we remember. We always remember and never, ever once mention the chapter.
Remember Ben Zoma? He told me back then that this is the life, and that means that we are all in this life and nights together. Yeah, he told me that. So, bullshit. Skip on. This is the thing that kind of like... I don't get, we're talking about the Exodus. Let's talk about Moses. Let's talk about the plagues of Egypt. Let's talk about the Exodus, tearing down the Dead Sea.
dude.
Yo, we talk about rabbis.
The
Like
wise
talking
one.
about all night about the
The wise
What?
one. What does he say? The wicked one. What does he
Yeah, this
say?
is good. Now,
Right?
we are
It's
now.
like
We are now.
the simpleton. The simpleton. What does he say? Like, who fucking determined these people that these people
yeah.
are wise
Now,
or
those
wicked
four.
or
Okay.
simpletons? Go on.
They're saying those four sons or child or whatever. The Haggadah is telling about those four characters. Okay. Now, those four characters: the wise, the evil, the simpleton. Okay, and the one who doesn't know how to ask. Now, the wicked one. Now, those four are claiming all kinds of like claims. I don't know about what. Right? I don't know what are the points.
Well, let's
Just
see.
being mentioned over there.
Let's see.
Go read it, please. Read it, please. Rich, about those four
The
ones.
wise one. What does he say? What are the testimonies, the statutes, and the laws which the Lord our God has commanded on you? You in turn shall instruct him in the laws of Passover, up to one is not to eat any dessert after the Passover lamb. The wicked one, what does he say? What is this service to you? He says, to you, but not to him. By thus excluding himself from the community, he has denied that which is fundamental. You, therefore, blunt his teeth and say to him, it is because of this that the Lord did for me when I left Egypt. For me, but not for him. If he had been there, he would not have been redeemed. The simpleton, what does he say? What is this? Thus you shall say to him, with a strong hand the Lord took us out of Egypt, from the house of slaves. As for the one who does not know how to ask, you must initiate him. As it is said, you shall tell your child on that day, it is because of this that the Lord did for me when I left Egypt. Telling everybody, like it's, yeah, what's the
message point? What's the fucking point over here? I don't get it. It's just there to confuse you, to make you. I don't know.
It's just like they like they do now. No different to how they do now. They just spit a load of words out, like that don't really mean
it's like
anything.
Science, right? It's like science.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like science. Doesn't mean anything. All right, go next. Come on, we got for the fourth child.
It's like they think if you just put words like unto and thus into it, it will sound really important. Everybody will think that it comes from God.
Smart, super smart. Yeah, super smart.
I did unto you and thus.
The beginning. They're telling now the story about how they started off in the land of Canaan.
In the beginning,
right?
our fathers served idols, but now the omnipresent one has brought us close to his service. It is said, Joshua said to all the people, thus said the Lord, the God of Israel. Your fathers used to live on the other side of the river, Terach, the father of Abraham and the father of Nachor, and they served other gods. And I took your father Abraham from beyond the river, and I led him throughout the whole land of Canaan. I increased his seed, and I gave him Isaac, and to Isaac I gave Jacob and Esau. To Esau I gave Mount Seir to possess it, and Jacob and his sons went down to Egypt. Go on.
Right, Rich. They said over there that Abraham crossed over the river. If you encounter the name of Ivriim, or like out of the language Hebrew, okay, it comes from that action of like crossing the river. It's like for the other side. The other side of the river is ever of the river of the Nahal.
Yeah, not like Moses, not like fucking Moses, who parted a sea, fucking crossing a river. Moses parted the sea, man.
Yeah. No, but Abraham is very important to remind him, okay, because Abraham, he made the switch from the pagan belief that was back then to the monotheistic belief, and Abraham is being considered sacred in all religions, in all beliefs.
In in Islamic, in Christian, Catholic, everybody, you like all worship the God of Abraham, basically.
Yeah. Because he made the first connection with God. I can tell you this story. It's a very interesting story. I made a read out about it from the book of Jasher, about the history of Abraham and his father, and how he got to know with God and everything. Really amazing story. Now, but scroll down, and here they're like telling the story of how we came down to Egypt, and how the Egyptians, and this is kind of like an interesting thing, the Egyptians, once like scroll down, the Egyptians, once they saw like the Israelites are getting, bigger and stronger and everything, so they are, just a second. Yeah, great. In my, scroll a little bit down, and like the Egyptians are worried that the Israelis will become mightier than they are, and they will join maybe like their enemies or something like that. And this is actually the exact thinking of all those Illuminati pyramid controllers nowadays. Okay, they are really worrying that the people will rebel against them, that they will flip their pyramid, and they will find themselves in the bottom of the pyramid. So this is why they are doing all those lies and fakes and wars and whatever to keep us down in the bottom of the pyramid. All right, they don't want the situation to turn around. So this is what the Egyptians were afraid of, and this is why they decided to start off, fighting the Israelites, and they commanded them to throw the elderly child to the Nile River.
I heard a really, really interesting twist on that whole story.
Yeah.
I can't remember where I heard it, but I'll tell you what, when I heard it, something about it made sense to me and it kind of resonated. It was like, do you know what? I fucking sooner believe that, actually. That makes more sense to me. Knowing what the people, these individuals are like, right? That actually, this is because we get the stories. We only get the stories from the victor. So what they've done is actually it wasn't that the Israelis were slaves and escaping Egypt. The Israelis were actually trying to occupy Egypt. They were trying to infiltrate and occupy Egypt, and Egypt, like, there was a war and they were fucking run out. And it wasn't that they were slaves, but that's how they've told the story to make sure that everybody's got fucking sympathy.
All right. I won't argue on that. Okay, I won't suggest that something else is
I just think,
whatever.
but it's but knowing what we know about the people, and the type of people the type of person it takes to be like that, right? These sort of people. This is what they do. It's their MO. They project themselves they project all of their fucking worst attributes onto the people that they want everybody to hate. Because they know that if the people knew that it was actually their own attributes, everybody would hate them. So they project them onto the people that they want people to hate, and they tell the story that they want people to hear. They don't tell the truth. They never, ever, ever tell the fucking truth. And if they're still sticking to the story, and they're so dogmatic about it, and they're so, you have to do it like this. There's a whole fucking ceremony that actually programs the story into you, because they needed to control it so badly, because that is the type of people that we're dealing with.
Couldn't agree with you more. And but still, we will follow whatever they indoctrinate us. Let's continue on. Blame their own nation, great mighty. Yeah, children of Israel, faithful, increasing. And the
Do
norms.
they,
Oh
do
yeah,
they,
yeah, something really.
hang on. In
Yeah.
the Jewish faith, do they skip over what happens? Like, how do they skip over the whole fact that that God said very clearly that there will never be a state again? The Israel will never be a nation state again.
When did
Did
God
that?
say that?
Well, he said it. I forget. I don't know where or when, but God does actually say that. He says that it's said that they will Israel will never be a nation state again. And there it is, a nation state. Boom! I remember learning it when I was a child.
It's
I
very
remember learning
interesting
that when I was
because
young.
yeah, I'll tell you. It's very interesting because you especially arrived to the point. Okay, when I wanted to share about that. You see, there's giving all kinds of like signs over there about describing the Israelis. They were few in number, and they became a nation, and they will become great and mighty, and numerous. Now, for all those three at the beginning, all right, they are quoting all kinds of like things which are from the Bible, but before from the book of Exodus. Okay,
Yeah, from the Old
when the story
Testament, because the Old so there is a theory that the Old Testament and the Torah is all it's written by the same people,
yeah,
because
just a second.
the Old Testament
Yeah.
is it's the Torah.
Yeah. Now, listen. Now, I want to read out the fourth passage, the numerous and numerous.
And numerous, as it is said, I passed over you and saw you wallowing in your bloods. I said to you, by your blood you shall live. And I said to you, by your blood you shall live. I caused you to thrive like the plants of the field, and you increased and grew and became very beautiful. Your bosom fashioned and your hair grown long, but you were naked and bare.
All right. Now, I like the echo.
The
Now,
Egyptians treated us badly and they made us suffer and they put hard work upon us. The Egyptians treated us badly, as it is said.
Yeah, go on.
I'm so disappointed of you that you missed. They said bosom over there. I think it's counted as
Oh,
titties.
dude, boobies.
Boobies.
Fuck. Fuck, man. It just takes too long.
All right, good. Now, I want to hold on about this passage phrase that you read right now. Slide a little bit up, scroll a little bit up. Now, the really unique and interesting about this is that contrary to the first three that were taken out of the book of Exodus, this passage was taken out of the book of Ezekiel. All right, and this book of Ezekiel, it's a very with bad and horrible prophets about what will happen to the sons of the people of Israel, to the Israelites, because of their horrible sins. All right, and what they are saying in this sentence is that God will look at them and first of all, we have a Mandela effect in that sentences. Surprising. I checked out like in the book of Ezekiel, and it shows that the two verses are opposite, meaning like the opposite on how they're written down in the Haggadah, meaning that either the people that wrote down the Haggadah are like either the Mandela affected, or either they made their editing that it will fit their needs. All right, that they kind of like switch the position of the two verses. But forget that. But it's kind of like what he's saying over there, that God who gave the people of Israel all the jewelries and make them unique out of all the people, they disappointed them so harshly. And if you read the whole chapter, you understand the whole idea of it. Okay, and it's like God is like walking in the fields. Okay, and you see and you see the Jewish people who are like being imaged to a kind of like trashed woman, like laying on the side of the roads, and he's like looking at her. And he's not even have like no mercy on him, because what kind of like horrible sins she's done. And he says that you will in the beginning he says that swallowing in your blood, and said to you, by by your blood you shall live, meaning that he's just like living there, bleeding, and he doesn't really care about her because their sins were so horrible, and God was so offended out of those people. Okay, and this is the main message out of this chapter of Ezekiel. Now they took those sentences for the chapter of Ezekiel, switched the verses, whatever, created some kind of like, again, ununderstandable meaning, all right? And put it in the Haggadah, whatever. Seems right?
And claim that it's God saying it, not fucking Ezekiel. I cause you to thrive like the plants of the field. So that's God speaking. I passed over you and saw you wallowing in your blood.
That's Ezekiel prophecy. Okay, this is part of this prophecy. You can say this is the word of God, but it's.
I mean, wallowing in your bloods. That what that said to me, because I don't know I don't know it in context. So out of context like that, it just sounds like talking about the Israelites, with all their blood sacrifice and bullshit. That's wallowing in your bloods, as in your blood sacrifices and all of that. But by your blood you shall live. What does that fucking mean? Well, yeah, we all live by our blood. You silly. We all live by our blood.
What I get out of it is that you're bleeding right now. Yeah, continue on living in your blood. Well, I don't care. Now, continue on. Let's keep talking about the story. Scroll down.
Come, let us act cunningly with the people, lest they multiply. And if there should be a war against us, they will join our enemies, fight against us, and leave the land.
Yeah, that is what
they made us suffer, as it is said. They set taskmasters over the people of Israel to make them suffer with their burdens, and they built storage facilities for Pharaoh, Pithom, and Ramses. And they put hard work on us, as it is said. The Egyptians made the children of Israel work with vigor, and they made their lives bitter with hard work, with mortar and with bricks, all manner of service in the fields. All their work, which they made them work with rigor. And I'll tell you what, I bet all it was basically was just everybody was expected to work and chip in. Everybody was expected to get involved in everything. So it wasn't just like the Egyptians were probably they weren't putting them to work. They weren't enslaving them. It's just the way that they tell us, it's like, it's just their fucking mode.
Let's talk a second about pyramids. Let's talk about pyramids, right?
They didn't build the pyramids.
Yeah. This is the question, Rich. Is the Israelites said that they built up Pithom and Ramses, the two cities? Is that considered pyramid building nowadays?
I don't. I mean, no, they said they built storage cities for Pharaoh, Pithom, and Ramses. What is a storage city? What the fuck is a storage city?
Yeah, they're saying that this was Arei Miskenot in Hebrew, which is a city which is considered for gathering, grains and all kinds of
a city, a fucking city to gather the grains in, not a farm, not a facility.
Oh, come on, because one of the biggest empires of the ancient world.
So hang on a second. We don't have cities set aside to store food in now. We don't have cities for that. There are storage units, there are storage bunkers, there's all of that, but there's no cities. And so are they trying to suggest that the population was so big back then that they needed a city to store all the fucking food? It's on every level, in every aspect, the story just falls apart completely.
Whatever, it falls apart deeply. But the main thing about it is about the concept with Israelis is that our ancestors, they're the one who built the pyramid. Yeah, and this was like before all the ancient aliens came along and built them like secretly in the middle of the night, or what
I
we
mean,
think other created. I don't know, but
Jason
we have a
Jason
concept
Bashir
that, Israelis
Jason
shooting down over
Bashir
there. Read those pyramids.
Jason Bashir thinks it was Enoch. Enoch built
Enoch.
the pyramids, yeah. And Enoch is Enki. They're the same.
No, Enoch didn't build
And
the pyramids.
Enki
Come on, I
are the
read
same.
Enoch. Enoch. He didn't. Someone mentioned over there that he
And
didn't
no, it
build any
doesn't say
pyramids.
that he built the pyramids. No, it doesn't say that he built the pyramids. But there
What I
are.
can honestly say and completely sure about it is that those pyramids, okay, is before the last reset. All right. This is what I think. This is kind of
Dude,
like I think
I
it's
think
also like
those pyramids.
first
I
before
think
the last
those
reset.
pyramids are fucking. Who knows how many resets ago? I think
Yeah,
there
yeah,
are
yeah, yeah. They
multiple
stay.
resets since the pyramids
Yeah.
were built. Yeah, they were underwater at one point. Only the tips of them showing, so they looked like they were floating.
Oh, I got to another Mandela effect nicely yesterday. There is this part in the book of Exodus that Moses is showing his hand in order to prove to the Israelis or to the Egyptians that he's like indeed the messenger of God. He's like showing his hand, and like one time he's showing his hand, so he got like leopards. He's being leopard with all kinds of like wounds, and then he's like covering his hand and showing it again, and it's like completely healed. All right, now. Over there in the book of Exodus, I kind of like noticed that it's being said in Hebrew that it's metzorat kasheleg, meaning it's being leopard as a snow, Now, this sounds to me weird because I know that there is like an expression in Hebrew which is kind of like says that as clear as snow, okay, as clear or as white as snow, okay, which is the actual opposite of being leopard and covered with wounds and stuff. So why is it said over there like snow and
This
more
is
than
just to
ever?
point out as well, just to point out for anybody that is either Mandela affected or against Mandela effects, doesn't believe that they're real. This is in the Torah that this has changed. This isn't in an English printed Bible. This isn't in the KJV. It's not in the new translations or anything like that. This is in the fucking Torah. That there are now Mandela effects in the Torah.
Yeah, big time. Now, it doesn't make any sense because, like logically, why did they use the image of snow when he's doing that in Egypt?
Because snow melts when it hits the skin as well.
I don't know. Why do they use the image of snow? Okay, of like describing
I
something
know what
which
they're
is
talking about. It's not snow. They're talking about cocaine.
okay. Yeah, perhaps I would agree with that.
He's got
So
cocaine all over his hands, man.
And then what we are starting doing with me and Asif, my friend, once you kind of like have a suspicion of something which is not fitting inside the scriptures, so what do? You go into Google and you kind of like printing all kinds of like options that could have been the original sentence that they changed, and then you see all kinds of like other sources that used the thing that you think that was there, okay, according to your memory, and you see that the actual changes are being made in the scripture themselves, in the Torah book itself. So we've been looking for all kinds of like alternative things for that thing, and
Can you do
one
me a
of the things
favor?
that we encountered was what?
Can you translate that comment for me? From
Which one?
Shannon Buzz.
Oh, the one that I saw it in Hebrew. Yeah, it said there. This said something about. I don't remember. No, I don't remember what he said over there. But and I can't see this comment right now. But yeah, I will. If I
Yeah,
will see it, I will.
I'll highlight it. I'll highlight it for you.
I don't know. Anyway,
There.
what was
There.
I talking about earlier?
What's that? What does that mean? What does that mean?
I don't see.
It's on the screen.
It's on the screen. What? I can't see that. No, I can't see that.
Can anybody else?
Yeah. Here it is. Oh yeah, he's saying that he's saying that it's supposed to be like written down that you live by your sword and not on your blood. Okay, maybe it's been Mandela affected as well.
Another
I don't know,
Mandela effect there. Right,
yeah, maybe
but
so.
the thing is,
But
live by the sword. But Jesus says, "Live by the sword, die by the sword."
yeah, and it says that he's saying over there that it's being said that you live by a sword and not on your blood. It relates to the sentence from Ezekiel earlier on.
Right.
Yeah, it is interesting. Anyway, I was talking about some kind of like other thing. Before you had me like, what I was talking about? Ah, fuck, I forgot. Maybe I will go down. Let's see down in the broad.
No, and
Anyway,
he saw our suffering and our labor and our oppression, and we were beaten down, and we were slaves, and they put hard work on us. It's, oh, mate, shut up. Shut up. Get over it, you fucking twats. It was 2,000 years ago.
All right, yeah, go down. Our oppression. You see the oppression and our oppression.
This refers to the pressure, as it is said, I have seen the oppression with which the Egyptians oppress them.
No, this is what God, the whatever. Oh yeah, I was talking about the Mandela effect with Moses, the snow thing.
Yeah.
I just want to, and one of the interpretations that we got like later on for what was written over there is that Moses, it didn't show his hand was like a leopard. He showed that after that, like after he showed that his hand was leopard, after that he was showing that his hand was whiter than snow. And then I found something which is also not logical, because how are you going to intimidate a bunch of Egyptians by showing them that you are Ashkenazi?
Oh, dude, they've changed it to white as snow because they want to say that that he wasn't actually human. They're gonna eventually they're getting around to the point where they're gonna say, no, man, no, Ezekiel was always he was from the planet Nardar.
Maybe their nose was too much stuck with snow, so they had some weird illusions. Anyway, yeah, continue on.
Ezekiel was a complete cokehead, man. Like, his hand was just so.
It's alright. We can react to this Haggadah, whatever we want. Yeah, this is ours.
He came in screaming about the Lord taking us out of Egypt, man. His hands all covered in cocaine. It was fucking
Yeah, let's write some Haggadah. Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Continue on. That's cool. Outside.
Hang on.
Fucking cokeheads.
I will pass through the land of Egypt. And not an angel.
Oh yeah, this is not this is not the story
the
of
firstborn in the land of Egypt. I, and not a seraph. Actually, it was the angel of death that did it, wasn't it? It wasn't actually God that went and did it. It was the angel of death, wasn't it? And I will carry out judgment against all gods.
Open this entity discussion.
I, the Lord, it is I and none other, with a strong hand. This refers to the Deva pestilence, as it is said, behold, the land of the Lord will it be upon your livestock in the field, upon the horses, the donkeys, the camels, the herds, and the flocks, a very severe pestilence. And with an outstretched arm, this refers to the sword, as it is said, his sword was drawn in his hand, stretched over Jerusalem. And with the great manifestation, this refers to the great revelation of Shekinah, divine pestilence. And it is said, has any God ever tried to take for himself a nation from the midst of another nation, with trials, signs, and wonders, with war, and with a strong hand and an outstretched arm, and great manifestations, like all that the Lord your God did for you in Egypt before your eyes?
Yeah.
That's how it should be said.
This is again the dumb discussions of the rabbis, yeah. And the
Oh,
signs.
hang on.
Oh, the
And
signs.
the signs. This refers to the staff. As it said, take it or hand this staff with which you perform the signs. Is that the staff of Moses?
Staff of
Is that
Moses.
Moses' staff? Is that the staff of Moses? Well, Why haven't you talked about Moses, man? Why haven't they said anything about Moses? They talk about his staff, but they don't talk about Moses. Moses was a bad one, mate. Moses didn't want to fucking go with the story. He was going on about fucking God in some sort of biblical.
He was a side character. All right. Wonders. Oh, we got wonders. Woohoo! Yeah.
And this refers to the blood, as it is said. And I shall show wonders in heaven and on earth, because that refers to the blood. What?
Yeah.
And this refers to the blood, as it is said, and I shall show wonders in heaven and on earth. When saying the following words, blood and fire and pillars of smoke, spill 3 times from the wine in the cup. Do not remove the wine by dipping a finger, but by spilling from the cup itself, and do so in a broken chipped dish. It's very important. You do it in a broken chipped dish. Have in mind that the cup symbolizes the aspect of Malkut, which contains an aspect of anger and indignation. By means of our faculty of binah, understanding, we pour out that aspect of anger and indignation by spilling from the wine in the cup into a broken dish, which represents kalipah. That.
So what do you do? Let's think
that which is called accursed, the principle of evil.
Yeah. Now let's imagine that this is a cup of wine. Okay, you got pouring wine to each one, and each one needs to
a broken
take
dish.
Take his finger, put it inside the wine, and put the drop on the plate. And you do that 10 times to symbolize the 10 plagues of Egypt.
No. That's not what's said. What it's saying is spill 3 times.
This is what you do in the Seder. This is what you do in the Seder.
You do that, right? So, but it says, do not remove wine by dipping a finger. Do not do that.
Oh, it's not. Do not do that.
Yeah, it says do not remove wine. Do not remove wine by dipping a finger, but by spilling it from the cup itself, and do so into a broken chipped dish. So if they're dipping their wine, if they're dipping their finger and then putting that drop into the dish, they're doing exactly what God said not to do.
We're horrible people, Rich. Horrible.
It's either that or this is a mistranslation in English.
I think it's a mistranslation or whatever. It may be also like
it's a fucking Mandela effect.
You can either pull it or not. Both are possible.
No, dude. Or it's a fucking. Or it actually used to say, remove the wine by dipping your finger, not by spilling it from the cup itself. That might, it could be a Mandela effect like that. It's really flipped it.
The logic of mine is the way that I know Judaism is that both ways are possible, and in both ways you're a sinner somehow. All right?
Do you know what?
Do
you know what this makes? It kind of this makes my ego, right? This is all my ego, 100% my ego wants this, right?
Yeah.
Wants to basically be like, if all right, if this is how you want to be, if this is how you want to spill your fucking story, this is how you want to perceive the world. I'm the fucking Antichrist. I am the Antichrist. If that's how, if that's how they're doing it, I am Iblis, mate. I'm Iblis. I am fucking the Antichrist, the anti-Messiah. What is the anti-Messiah? What is it called in Hebrew?
In Hebrew we don't have like the Antichrist. We got like we're saying the Antichrist. We're not saying like we're saying Tzorer HaMashiach. Yeah, Tzorer HaMashiach. But just a second, Rich. I want to describe another thing that will add up to your Antichrist description over there. Imagine that you're reading all this Haggadah thing, okay? It's about like 7:30, 8 o'clock-ish in the evening, and you're starving. You're starving because you haven't ate all day. You waited for the Seder dinner because there's like lots of food over there. But before you're starting eating any bite, you have to read the Haggadah. And all the bullshit that the rabbis are saying over there. You're telling me that the Jewish people haven't suffered?
Oh,
You're telling me?
They're right. They are being made to suffer. Yeah, they're being made to suffer.
It's happening every year, Rich. We're suffering. Yeah. We are victim. We've been done horrible things being done to us, and now you made us like read this Haggadah thing and wait for fucking I'm starving. All right, continue on. Come on. Let's finish this thing.
It's like seriously, the Jewish people need some counselling. They've got some unresolved issues from 2,000 years ago that they really need to fucking resolve. Like, this is not healthy. This is not healthy. This is not a healthy way for any individual to live their lives by reminding themselves constantly of the terrible story and of that's exactly what a psychiatrist or a psychotherapist would say. But you don't want to keep reaffirming that story, man, right? And reliving it every year, but with these ceremonies, with these 6 ceremonies and all of this, like seriously, like get over it. Get over yourself.
That's your golden cage, the place that you are afraid of get out of or whatever. Yeah. All right. Go down, scroll down. Come on. These are the 10 plagues. Oh, the 10 plagues.
When saying the 10 plagues, spill from the cup itself 10 times, as stated above, and when spilling again, have in mind what was said above. The wine remaining in the cup will have become wine that causes joy. Because, why? Why is this? Because of the anger and indignation was spilled from the cup already. So, when saying the 10 plagues, spilled from the cup itself 10 times, as stated above. When spilling, again, have in mind what was said above. The wine remaining in the cup will have become wine that causes joy. Thus, it is not to be spilled. But other wine is added to it to refill the cup. Blood, frogs, lice, wild beast, pestilence, boils, hail, locust, darkness, and the slaying of the firstborn. Rabbi,
this is an important sentence. Rabbi Yehuda, you know Rabbi Yehuda, right? Everybody knows Rabbi Yehuda. I don't have a clue.
Yehuda.
He gave him, acronyms. All right. He gave, the encryption. How to remember those plagues.
Basically, what we'll do, right? We'll group them into 3 groups, right? Basically, so instead of saying blood, frogs, and rice, you say DETZACH, right?
Yeah.
And instead of saying beasts, pestilence, and boils, just say ADASSH, because
Adash b'tach the tzach adash b'hachash.
Yeah, like essentially, instead of saying blood, frogs, rice, say blog lice or blog lie.
Yeah, those are like the first
blowfro lie,
letters.
broflo lie, and bepebo, and hallo darfy. Instead of hail locust, darkness, and firstborn, say halo darfy. That's what he's doing, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
because come on, 10 plagues, man. That's that, and it's not even 10. It's only 7. Oh no, it's
we're
not.
Dumb
10.
people. We
Right?
can't remember.
It's only 10. There's only 10, and we want to split 10 into 3. Right? We don't want 2. We could just put them into 2, but that just seems too. No, but we'll split them into 3 groups. That means we have to have 4 in one of the groups. But you don't have to remember all the 10 plagues. All you have to remember is these 3 groups.
Exactly. So easy, right?
Yeah, man. It's so
yeah. Now, and those are actually the first letters of the of the plagues in Hebrew. Okay, so it's kind of like they suggest you a fun way to remember that, but those words doesn't make any sense in Hebrew. The tzach, adash, bachash, vahav. This doesn't mean anything. This is only like initials. So you have a very unfriendly way to remember that. This is my conclusion, but they insisted to put it in. So, let's go on. Okay, let's go on. And this one you love. This one you will love. Okay. Before you start reading it about Rabbi Yossi the Galilean said, okay, before you start reading that, I will tell you what it is they're doing right now. Remember that I told you that like when language can't like describe something which is in that particular thing, okay? So they're starting to blab all kinds of like numbers and interpretations and things which doesn't have any kind of like connection to reality. They're kind of like inventing all kinds of like methods to measure things, all right? And this is exactly what they're doing in the following part, all right? Again, all kinds of like rabbis bullshitting me. Come on, Rich. Go ahead.
Hang on a second. Isn't
Yeah.
that exactly what they do in the science community as well?
Exactly. This is exactly the science of the Exodus. This is what they're doing over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting numbers into godly phenomenons. Yeah. Go ahead and read it. It's nice.
Rabbi Yossi, the Galilean, said, "How do you know that the Egyptians were stricken by 10 plagues in Egypt and they were then struck by 50 plagues at the sea? In Egypt, it says of them, the magician said to the Pharaoh, 'This is the finger of God.' At the sea, it says, Israel saw the great hand that the Lord led against the people. And the people feared the Lord, and they feared the Lord in his servant Moses." That's where they say it.
Yeah,
that's where they say it. The one time that they say Moses in the whole Haggadah. Now, how often were they smitten by the finger? 10 plagues. Then you must conclude that in Egypt they were smitten by 10 plagues. At sea they were smitten by 50. Why should you conclude it? Because the magician said to the Pharaoh, "This is the finger of God." At the sea, it says, Israel saw that the great hand of the Lord was led against the Egypt, and the people feared the Lord, and they feared the Lord and his servant Moses. So obviously, because they were smitten by the finger, it means there was 10 plagues. Obviously. Thus you must conclude that in Egypt they were smitten by 10 plagues, and at the sea they were smitten by 50 plagues. Obviously. It's clear. Can you not see? We've just pointed it out to you. Shall I say it again? In Egypt, it says of them, it says, "How do you know that they were stricken by the 10 plagues of Egypt and they were struck by 50 at sea?" Well, because the magician said to the Pharaoh, "This is the finger of God." And as it said, and at the sea, it says, Israel saw the great hand that led against the Egypt. So obviously, there were 10 plagues and there were 50 at sea. It's science.
How can't you realize that, Rich?
Hmm?
How can't you realize that?
I know. It's just ridiculous that anybody would argue against it.
Yeah. In Egypt,
Magicians. The magicians. They said it. And how do we know that each individual plague was that which the Holy One, blessed be He? Isn't that what they do? In Islam, they say Muhammad, peace be upon him. So here they say the Holy One, blessed be He. It's very similar. Brought upon the Egyptians in Egypt consisted of 4 plagues. Hang on a second. I thought there were 10.
You're trying to find logic in it. It's a mind. Watch out! Don't try to reach. Don't try to find logic in it.
It is said he sent against them his fierce anger, fury, and indignation, and trouble. The discharge of messengers of evil. Fury is 1. Indignation makes 2. Trouble makes 3. Discharge of messengers of evil makes 4. Thus you must now say that in Egypt they were struck by 40 plagues, and at the sea they were struck by 200 plagues. Rabbi Akiva said, "How do we know that each individual plague was which the Holy One, blessed be He, brought upon the Egyptians in Egypt consisted of 5 plagues? For it is said he sent against them his fierce anger, fury and indignation and trouble, a discharge of messengers of evil. His fierce anger is 1, fury makes 2, indignation makes 3, trouble makes 4, and discharge of messengers of evil makes 5. Thus, you must now say that in Egypt they were struck by 50 plagues, and at the sea they were stricken by 250 plagues. How many levels of favors has the Omnipresent One bestowed upon us? If he had brought us out of Egypt and had not carried out judgments against the Dayenu, it would have sufficed us. If he had carried out judgments against them and not against our idols, Dayenu, it would have sufficed us. If he had destroyed their idols and had not smitten their firstborn, Dayenu, it would have sufficed us.
Stop. This is already like a different
It's
song.
going to keep on. Every single one. It would have sufficed. 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 So basically, what they're saying is, why did he do it? Well, he didn't need to do it because if he'd done just like it would have sufficed us if he hadn't have done those. He didn't need to do all of this shit, man. No, he did a lot. If he had not given us the Torah and bringing us into the land of Israel, it would have sufficed us. And if he had brought us into the land of Israel and not brought us the Bayit Hamikdash and the Bayit Habachia. Yet Habachia. The chosen house of the Bayit. They don't know. It would have sufficed us, and I bet that it's all done in this. Sorry, I am the Antichrist, and it's making me.
Yeah. Stop for a second, Mr. Anti. First of all, I want to get your opinion about the previous part that you read about the rabbis arguing about the plagues.
Did my sarcastic tone, my sarcastic actor tone, did that not really kind of demonstrate to you exactly what I think about all of this?
Yeah, well, as you can see, it's all like blabbing, nothing in content, and you don't understand shit.
And changing it, constantly changing the details. Always changing the details, and because it is said, now we must. And instead of saying, like we've gone from 10 plagues down to 4, then we're up to 2. Like there were 10 plagues on the thing, and because there were 10 plagues here, there were fucking 50 plagues at sea, man. Well, yeah, but there were 4 plagues.
But then
because there were 4 plagues. There were actually 150 fucking plagues at sea, but actually there were 5 plagues, and because there were 5 plagues, it is said that there were actually fucking 9,857, right? And because of that, there were 2 million. I'm surprised. Why did they stop at 50? Why didn't they say there were actually 6 million? 6 million. 6 million.
So obviously,
they like that fucking number. They like the number 6 million.
Yeah. Okay. So, we got that. And then what you read over there was the song, which is called in Hebrew Dayenu, which is this is the ultimate peak of what I see now as the paganism of this Seder evening, which is a song that we sing it all together. Usually, and then they have like a chorus, like a part that keeps like repeating after every few lines, and then all the family. And this is actually, I'm talking here from a really terrifying moment in my life. Each year in the Seder, I have this trauma of witnessing my family singing this song, and when they do that with all enthusiastic, and they have to pound the table while singing it, and it goes like this: "Die, Dayenu, die, Dayenu, die, Dayenu, Dayenu, Dayenu." It's terrifying, Rich. It's terrifying.
What it reminds me of? Do you know what it reminds me of? No. It reminds me of football.
What is the
reminds me of football. That is exactly what they do in a football stadium.
And football. Yeah.
And so they just, what they've done is they've utilized a device. It's a device, as in, if you start pounding the table while you say something in a rhythm, and you get everybody doing it, right? You can get everybody. If you can get a few people to start doing it, you can get people to say almost anything. And because this is just fun, isn't it? Yeah, bollocks, bangers and mash, bollocks, bangers and mash, bollocks, bangers and mash. You just do something like that, like it's
a very primal thing, right?
Yeah,
it's
I don't like the
very
word
primal.
primal. I don't like the word primal anymore because that comes from a bullshit narrative. But I get, I
Oh, okay.
know what I know what you're saying.
No, it's the thing
it's,
that you're
tribal.
used to play like that when you're a kid, when you're a child, when you're like a baby. This is how you play.
It's a tribal thing.
Yeah,
It
tribal thing,
basically
yeah.
is a tribal thing, I reckon.
All right. Yeah, I think you can fish it up. Don't read that. Scroll down. Yeah. We got Rabban Gamliel over there. He used to say, "Whoever does not discuss the following 3 things on Passover has not fulfilled his duty."
Shit.
Namely, yeah, Passover, matzah, and scroll down, maror. Yeah.
The bitter herbs. Is that
Bitter
like the bitter herbs, dude? Is that like? What's that like? Like you're smoking weed.
It's not like the sweet herbs.
It's like smoking some weed.
No. The sweet ones are the ones you smoke. All right. And this is you see that Rabban Gamliel again. Rabban Gamliel. Everyone knows Rabban Gamliel. Sure, right, but down here, I don't have a fucking clue. Is all right. Now, Rabban Gamliel, he said that you have those duties, and over here he gives you the exact symbolism. If you haven't read the Haggadah till far, and you don't know, you don't have the clue what the symbolism of Passover that we dictate from our Jewish religion. So I will tell you now that Passover, matzah, and maror, you have to do it. Rabban Gamliel says so.
Matzah, the unleavened bread, maror, the bitter herbs, and the Passover sacrifice. The lamb that you murdered.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Actually, not just murdered, like slit the throat of and let it bleed out.
No, in Judaism it's even crueler. In Judaism, any animal that you have to do that kosher. So what you do is that you slice the animal, all right, and you hang it, and then you let all the blood pours down from the animal, and then afterwards you put like tons of salt on it, and then it's considered kosher. Yeah. All right. Next.
Where am I going? Passover, the Passover lamb that our fathers ate during the time of the
Okay, that's the end of it, I think.
The matzah.
Bow down, reveal. This is the Afikoman thing that I told you.
Listen, it it just has so much more impact when you say, "Thus it is said." They baked matzah cakes from the dough that they had brought out of Egypt because it was not leavened, for they had been driven out of Egypt and could not delay, and they had also not prepared any other provisions. Hang on, I thought they ate unleavened bread because they weren't allowed to eat it.
They were in a hurry.
All right, so it's not because God told them not. It's not because they weren't allowed to. Because they had to stop
they were
eating.
In a hurry. This is what happened. All right. What happened is that they didn't finish to bake up the bread. From that incident to banning all kinds of like selling and eating bread all over Israel for a week has no relation, right, whatsoever. That's it. All right, and the maror, what are we eating? Yeah, they're now like symbolizing all the symbolism. Scrolling down. I think it's like we're approaching the end, Rich. It's not really the end, actually. Bless God. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Cover matzah. Scroll down. Oh, thanking God. Oh, and this is the song that kind of like I don't know, backgrounding the living of Israel out of Egypt. It says Israel Mitzrayim. God, yeah. Scroll down. Blessings for God. It's important. Yeah, God. And no, washing. Oh, washing for the bread. For bread. What? Washing?
Now the hands are washed. The recital of the blessings for washing the hands. Blessed are you, Lord, our God.
Yeah, washing the hand again.
Who has sanctified us with his commandments and commanding us concerning the washing of the hands.
Yeah. Motzi, blessings over the bread, but you don't supposed to be bread, right? Never mind. Matzah, scrolling down, yeah. Again, talking about matzah, and then maror.
You're
And
not
then
supposed to eat leavened bread.
leavened bread. All right.
So you can eat unleavened bread, which is pita bread. That's all
No,
it
it's not
is.
pita bread.
No,
It's not pita bread. No, it's. I told you the matzah thing is a thick, really thick. It's like it's really like that thick. Sorry, it's narrow, but it's like really crunchy and it's broken. It's like it's not like
So
pita bread or
one of the
bun
one
or
of the
something like that.
Goonies, Astro King makes his own bread in a pan with water and flour, just flour and water fried in a pan, right? Is that that's basically unleavened bread? There's no yeast in there, so that is unleavened bread, isn't it?
No, it all depends on which kind of like flour he makes it off.
The flour
There's
doesn't.
flour which is for leavened bread and one for not leavened bread.
Well, of
and also
course,
like
because they needed to increase the market. Why sell one sort of flour when you can sell two?
and now towards Passover, okay, again all the
What's the
sophistication.
difference? What's the difference between the two flours? Well, basically, there's no fucking difference. It's just this one's and this one's called
But
this.
yeah, but that one is not an excuse to not bringing out tons of products which are kosher for Pesach for Passover. Okay, you got all the products now. All the products now in Israel are supposed to be kosher for Pesach, and it's not only bread. Okay, it's for the chips, it's for the rice, it's for the everything. Okay, all the products it needs to be declared if they are kosher for Pesach or not. Right.
And so because the way that you sacrifice the wheat and barley and whatever, like the way that you harvest that, and you have to make sure that when you each sheaf of wheat, you have to hang it upside down, slit its throat, and let it bleed out, because otherwise it's not kosher.
Pretty much.
What the fuck?
Stupid thing.
What is kosher flour? What makes flour kosher? What do you do to make flour kosher? What's different? Not you. I'm asking. What do they do? What was the difference between kosher flour and flat and all the things that you say that during this time? Everything it all has to be kosher. What is kosher when it comes to animals? That's we understand. They've got to be bled dry. They've got to be hung upside down, bled dry, and then salted. Boom, kosher. There you go. How does that apply to wheat and to anything else, to oil or anything else? What makes it kosher? What determines that it's kosher? Because what I'm saying is that it's absolutely 100% a fucking marketing scam to say, look, you have to buy more, man. Yeah, you've already got flour, I know, but it has to be kosher flour. Well, what makes it kosher flour? Well, this label here. This label here that says this is kosher flour. That's what makes it kosher flour.
There is rabbi checked it. One rabbi checked it.
But what about the actual flour? What's the difference between the actual? There's no difference between the actual flour except a rabbi looked at this one and went, "Yep, that's flour."
And put the stamp. It's kosher.
Stump kosher. That's kosher, mate. Why? Because I said so. Why is it? Because I fucking said so, right? That one's kosher. That one's not. This one you can have for £1, but you've got to buy this one as well, and that's £1.50. Sorry. It's all a scam. Such a scam. The whole fucking thing is full of contradictions. They keep fucking contradicting themselves. It's unbelievable. And dude, what's most unbelievable is that the people just go ma 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 ma. Just fucking do what they're told to do. Not one of them thinks to themselves, hang on a second. Hang on. This doesn't make any fucking sense. We're not allowed to have bread, but then we have to have bread. What? What? There's a blessing over bread that you're not allowed to eat.
Yeah. One thing.
There were 10 plagues, but no, there were 4. But no, there were 5. But no, there were 250. 250 plagues at sea. Nobody talks about them, do they? God, those 250 plagues at sea. How do you get a plague in the sea? What's a plague at sea? Let's analyze that. A plague on land. You have a plague of lotus, plague of plague of frogs, swarm of. You could have a plague of bees or whatever. When you're out on the sea, what have you got? Well, you can have a plague of seagulls. You could have a plague of fish.
Please,
So they
save
get
it for your
attacked by
afterwards.
there's plagues of fish. Oh my God, there's just fucking millions of fish everywhere. Are they damaging the Well, no, not really, but it just looks really weird. They're all flapping. Is that not a lot of food? Well, yeah, but it's a plague though, man. Fucking hell, man. Serious though. Come on, let's get on with it.
If you're going now to supermarket in Israel, okay?
Yeah.
If you're going now to supermarket in Israel, it's like 3 days before Passover. What you will see is the following, okay? Sorry, if you're going like next week, okay, when Passover will be starting, you'll see that there are like the aisles and lots of like all the shelves over there are like covered with nylon, usually like sealed nylon, like white or something like that. Okay, not the transparent one. On lots of the shelves, because those shelves are containing food which is non-kosher for Pesach.
Not kosher.
Passover. And you are not because supermarkets can't.
You're not even allowed to see it.
all the kosher.
You must not even gaze upon it. We must disguise it all.
Disguise it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the funny
I'm
thing
surprised.
is,
I'm surprised they don't have a yellow and black tape that they put up saying.
I'll tell you, I'm surprised after COVID.
Forbidden during Passover. Forbidden. Yeah, after they did it in fucking COVID. This is not.
Yeah. I'm really surprised how they're not worried, the same as with COVID, that the flourless, that the kosher. That the non-kosher flour will infect the kosher flour with his non-kosherism.
Well, dude, if you go into
distance,
if you go into a restaurant, right, you will not be unless it says kosher, you will not be able to get kosher meat in a restaurant, because if it's serving goyim meat, then it's not kosher and it can't be kosher. And because everything's infected by the goyim, so it has to be just
unless you put a mask on the chicken. If you put a mask on the chicken while he was not slaughtered kosherly, so he's protected.
Also, I've heard that they're developing an anti-goyim vaccine. Basically it's to boost the kosher. It's a kosher boost, right? I say that it's something that I've been developing, and it's going to be on sale. I'm going to offer it, to Jewish people. Look, you can have a bit more kosher. Just inject it with this. This is a kosher.
Bring on the container over here. I will sell it. Although it's like that COVID times, I will still manage to find my marketing skills to the religious sector, and I will certainly market it properly. Come on, finish this shit. Come on. It's like, we're purchasing.
It is. This is a bit like taking a painful shit, isn't it? You just want to squeeze, get it out. Just get it. Just get the rest of it out.
Yeah, and imagine that you are starving while reading it. Okay, you're starving. You're like, and you have all this food. You eat it until you finish reading this. Read it.
So the maror, the bit of herbs. Now take the kezayit, the volume of one olive of the maror. Dip it into the charoset, then shake off the charoset and stuck to it, so that the bitter taste will not be neutralized. Don't be neutralizing that bitter taste. Recite the following blessing. Blessed are you, Lord, our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandment and commanded us concerning the eating of maror. Now eat the maror. without reclining. Do not recline when you eat the maror. Korach, the Hillel sandwich. Take the third matzah. And also a kezait, the volume of one olive, of the shazaret, which is to be dipped into that. Combine the two like a sandwich and say the following. Thus did Hillel do at the time of Bet Hamikdash. He would pass over lamb, matzah, and maror and eat them together, as it is said, "Thou shalt eat it with matzah and bitter herbs." Now eat them together in the reclining position.
Oh, I think. It is the end. Okay. Yeah. Continue on, and I think that
Now
Shulchan.
eat to your heart's delight, as is permitted to drink wine between the second and third cups. Eating the afikamam.
Yeah, it's this is it. This is already like the part that we are eating. All right. It still continues on afterwards, but who's like only the hardcore
It's
whatever
basically it's
are reading
eat,
these parts,
drink,
all right?
drink, eat and drink. All that we've kept
Yeah,
you
eat
starving.
and
for
drink
this
and do
song.
that in
Now,
juggle the matzah and the maror and all of them together, and you have to eat on when it like lies down on your mouth. You have to eat it like in 3 bites. Otherwise, you're a sinner. Anyway, yeah.
when the Lord will return the exiles of Zion.
Stop it, Rich.
Hang on.
Come on.
Hang on. When the Lord will return the exiles of Zionists.
Yeah, Zion, but it's Jerusalem.
Zionists.
In Jerusalem.
We will have been like dreamers. Then our mouth will be filled with laughter and our tongue with joyous song. They will say, then will they say among the nations, the Lord has done great things for these. The Lord has done great things for us. We were joyful. Lord, return our exiles, our streams in the Negev. Those who sow tears will reap with joyous song. Those who sow in tears will reap with joyous song. Who goes along weeping, carrying the bag of seed, he will surely come back with joyous song, carrying his sheaves.
All right.
Another
Rich,
song,
I
Psalm
think we're
by the
done.
Psalm.
We're
I will
done.
bless the Lord
Come
at
on.
all times.
I'd have to go through that in
Liberty
3 days, all
brevity.
right?
Oh, hang on.
Now-
And then you say grace? That's something that Catholics and Christians do. They say grace.
Yeah.
That's the translation, that it is
I told you,
grace.
this is the second part. This is after the meal. Nobody fucking care about it.
But if
No,
there
we-
is
we
a
don't-
quorum of 10 males over the age of 13, then the leader begins. Gentlemen, let us say grace. And the others respond. May the name of the Lord be blessed now and evermore.
Oh, they have this song over there, which is afterwards, which is called 13 Who Knows. And then you have like the symbolism of counting the numbers like backwards. It's like unfinished song, okay? And it goes on. Let's see if they sing it afterwards. I don't have the strength for that anymore. Come on, Rich.
Oh, dude.
Drop the Agadah down. Go eat something.
On Shabbat, you've got
On
to add.
Shabbat, yeah.
You have to add something on Shabbat. Your
Oh,
commandments
there's on Monday. Forgot that. Come on.
The precept of the seventh day, this great and holy Shabbat. For this day is great and holy before
So
you.
enthusiastic about it. Come over here and celebrate this dumb thing. Come on.
Seriously, right? Seriously, like they might as well be saying, you will not eat the bread at all. It is forbidden to eat the bread, and it is forbidden to scratch your nose, and then you will declare to everyone that it is forbidden, because it is said that it is forbidden. Now, eat the bread and scratch your nose.
Pretty much. All right. I just want to say one final conclusion about this. Okay. If you remember, like the song of this Dayenu that you read earlier, I think that the one positive thing that I can say about this Agadah is the way that they're ending this song, and they're saying that God gave us the Beit HaBchira, meaning the house of choice. All right, and this sentence is, from what I gather, is talking about the freedom of choice. Okay, and I think this is the most important message that can come out of this Haggadah thing in the story of Passover and Exodus, is that we talked earlier about being slaves and about acknowledging and about waking up and get out of this slavehood mentality and thinking. And I do think that being a slave or being awakened, this is an opportunity, a choice that God is giving you. And the whole thing, it doesn't matter which kind of truth topic you are concerning with, if it's like flat earth or COVID or global warming or whatever, okay? You have the opportunity and the godly freedom to choose in which side you want to be. The slavery is not like physically that we are building pyramids or not pyramids in Egypt. The slavery is inside your mind, and the slavery is whether or not to choose to be a slave, and whatever they break down on you. So say, oh, okay, yeah, I'm a slave. I will do whatever you want. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Or no, someone who's not a slave was like, that is being told bullshit. It doesn't have to serve anyone. It's like a free man, right? And this is, I think, the biggest message out of it, because, yeah, we have the free will and the right to choose whether or not we want to be in this position or in that position, whether or not we want to be free or not. And that's all there is to it, okay? And and I think this is the important thing that we should say to ourselves each year. We shouldn't read this Haggadah thing. Maybe we should recall the story of Exodus by reading it from the Bible. It could be nice, but just keeping to our minds our message that yeah, we have a free will and we are free human beings, no matter what kind of government or state is saying that we're not that we have to be obedient for them and to say what they do. No, we're not. We always have a freedom of choice. We can bear the consequences if we're picking that way or another, but we do have this choice.
Right.
And thank you, God, for giving it.
And if you make a choice that you know to be the wrong choice or to be the wrong way, then you can expect something, cause and effect. Something will happen because you made the wrong fucking choice. But if you made the wrong choice and you knowingly made the wrong choice, if you made the wrong choice, but it was, it was a mistake. It was an accident, a mistake, whatever. It was because of ignorance, mostly because of ignorance. You made a mistake. It's different.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, Rich, I want to, I think, conclude my participation over here and conclude this segment of Passover of the Haggadah. 4 hours, Rich. I think it's been 4 hours in your show. Whew.
Fucking hell. 3 hours and 46 minutes. That's a long one, dude. That's 2 hours longer than normal.
Yeah, usually. And I want to
we've
thank
still got 20 people here, brother. So
yeah. You have a show afterwards?
I'm going to stay live for a bit. Yeah, I don't have anything prepared, but I will stay live and people can chat, and I'll put the link up, and people can, if somebody wants to jump on, scroll.
Read that Haggadah again. Read that Haggadah again, and maybe someone will interfere in the middle because I can't stand it anymore, and then we'll have to get into the show. Anyway, what?
What did you say?
I said that you should start reading the Haggadah again, and then someone will be pissed off of you reading the Haggadah, so you have to get into the show and interfere you reading it. So, yeah, I think that we'll conclude today's participation in the show with musicless karaoke. Yeah.
Of course.
Are you ready, chat room? Maybe already rich. Yeah, we'll go for that. Let's see. For Friday, something cool. Is it right or wrong? Trying to find a place we can all get along. Be as one. Try to get on by. If we unify, we should really try. All this time, spinning round and round, make the same mistake that we always found. Surely now, we could move along, make a better world. No, it can't be wrong. Come on, let's come together right
Right.
now.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, come on.
In
It's a
sweet
sweet
harmony, let's
harmony.
come together right now. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
In sweet
It's
harmony,
sweet
let's come together.
harmony. Come on, everybody, get naked. Shabbat shalom, everyone.
I realize what
Peace
you're
out.
singing there. Thank you very much, Nia. Love you, dude. Love you, dude. Thank you very much to the chat room, everybody that's still here. You get my avatar now. Oi! So, wow, man, that was the longest show that we've ever done with Nia, for sure. For sure. Right. I'm going to end Nia's stream for him because I don't think he'll want the whole thing because it's already really long. And we've concluded his